red, gold, green when we step in the crowd. History on our shoulders, fire in our eyes. When the black stars shine, the whole world watch us rise. Hands up high, to the drum roll sound. Every corner of the nation now. When the whistle blows, we're ready to fight. This is our moment, this is our Black star, rise and shine. Gonna stand up, it's our time. From the streets to the world stage bright. Original FM, World Cup night. Black stars, rise and shine. Gonna stand up, it's our time. From the streets to the world.
Africa's Football Confederation has 54 members. Out of this membership, just 14 have ever played in the FIFA World Cup since Egypt debuted in 1934. Compared to UEFA, 33 out of its 53 nations have played in the tournament. CONMEBOL, the Confederation for South American Teams, has 10 members and 9 have been to the World Cup, with the only exception being Venezuela. Africa's Football Confederation has 54 members. Out of this membership, just 14 have ever played in the FIFA World Cup since Egypt debuted in 1934. Compared to UEFA, 33 out of its 53 nations have played in the tournament. CONMEBOL, the Confederation for South American Teams, has 10 members and 9 have been to the World Cup, with the only exception being Venezuela.
The pressure is getting.
It's getting tensious now. It's getting tensious now. It's getting very tensious. It's getting.
After our defeat, I had a sober reflection, because there's something that worries me in this party. When you have worked hard for this party and you are no more in your office, you are treated as if you are a forgotten person. And so I built a proposal. And I said to the party, if we want to rebuild our party, we need to make sure all former executives, from polling stations, electoral area, constituency executives, regional executives, national executives, former ministers, former DCEs, they should all be given a voting right. And it was captured in this document that I authored on the 17th of April to the National Council. But I was the one who submitted this, went around, campaigned on radio, met the committee that was headed by my colleague Frank Davis. And eventually, although we didn't get everything, I would have wished that to reduce the monetization that politics has become recently, that we would have more people voting, especially if they had allowed the former polling station executive. Can you imagine the enthusiasm? Today I can see the enthusiasm on the faces of the former officers. I went to a constituency and some of them had not met for 14 years. That was the first time they were meeting. We need to rebuild this party. So that is the vision that I have, a vision of uniting this party, making everybody feel a sense of belonging. And I'm not saying this just as mere words. The examples I've given you show that that's how I've lived my life.
Omdi document beto. Kubia ankai, omo ankai. Mimi say, Honorable Brian Champo, Dr. Champo, oko sign, baby, I never said Mimi sign. If it's a wankai, Mimi kura PhD. PhD for me and son. Some of them Ghana. Almost saw paper no more. No more sign. Menso, I say dump him. My degree qualified by experience. Eddie, already documented mamia, and I'm starting to me ready. Me do number 2. As someone can say, Obian sign say, party no, senior election in Bekobiano. CSCU, Elsa with you too. And I'm saying, I will be painting. Now, Yama will be 100%, and Hominia 92. In Chumuru, Minya 104, Yamami 14. Bungurugu, Yamami 0, and Sunipa Mienu Baby a dance yes or Motoma. When you see, what's the document you bet you many say? Men sign. It's a men sign. Listen, if you don't correct a new maybe a court, you are making a Japan, your main sign. Not a cratch for one sign. Say no more where bank could check tea. No where bank could check tea. No more sign. No more death warrant. Yeah, me can from experience. We shall win to save Ghana.
Into Kwanu was through and Raya signing peace pact. Onyankopon and Dimiko P. Number 2, I'm a number 1 and number 3. Meaning the movie TV na. Mamma Tam number 1 na. I can't even see what them one run. And yasem ketwa. Meaning the movie. Mamma Tam number 1 no pa so jafo. Tiwanim now dear. Sri kakra na aha ne yeba be yankabum ana bewa aha nkabum ne ha na shafi na wani ma oni be yankabum ni enya sem ketwa problem wo ya manyuku num tumu de mo amunko videos no me bomb dia man number 1 afedi ne kraba de ho a all sri kakra number 3 no so e de ahyem party for na nye sa na ma no me shamobo me be shamobo no me sa shamobo wa happy 1st February Yet 31st February, yet the discipline, we will restore discipline in our party. Now, we call Ghana and also we will say party for no. As we be able music. We shall win to save Ghana.
Every president has handed over power to someone they contested.
Wow.
Every president has handed over power to someone they contested. President Rawlings handed over power to Kufuor. They contested in 1996. Isn't it? Yes. President Kufuor handed over power to who? Atta Mills. They contested again in 2000 and 2004, isn't it? Yes. And then Atta Mills unfortunately passed away and gave it to John Mahama in terms of he was elected. But the Mills Mahama government handed over power to who? Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, whom Mahama had contested. And Nana Akufo-Addo has also handed power to who? to John Mahama, whom he contested. So now, who is John Mahama going to hand over power to? Your mama will hand over power to Dr. Mahamudu. That is what is going to happen.
It's getting tensions now. It's getting tensions now. It's getting very tensions. It's getting tensions now. It's getting tensions now. It's getting very tensions.
The pressure is getting. The pressure is getting.
It's getting tensions now. It's getting tensions now. It's getting very tensions.
The pressure is getting. The pressure is getting.
Well, it's the pressure getting worse. Well, I'm sure that your guess is as good as mine. Good morning anyway, and thank you very much for joining the show. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. The show is also live on 94.1 FM. My name is Audo Moro, and it's always a pleasure, and indeed a privilege to be back here to join the nation's conversations on the big issues that are making the rounds in our dear country, Ghana. Today is Wednesday, 28th of January, 2026, and this is a day the Lord has made, and indeed we're glad in it. I want to say a big thanks to you, our cherished, valued, and loyal audience and viewers who wake up every morning and tune into this show. We truly appreciate you. You've been an amazing audience, and we keep getting better and better. Make sure that we make the viewing experience worth the while. So I'll go straight ahead and look at what the newspapers are reporting this morning. I'll start with the Daily Graphic. Daily Graphic says government takes over illegally acquired state lands. My job creation record puts me ahead. Kennedy Japan touts as he woos delegates. CRC recommendation on education, maintain status quo on the mission schools, Christian Council. Energy reforms yield $15 billion, no blackout in 10 months. Energy Minister, that's with the Daily Graphic. The Ghanaian Times says restoring confidence in land administration, government to cancel illegal land deals, Minister. Make Ga, Gadangwe languages compulsory in schools, Ga, Traditional Council. Only Attorney General can defend OSP Act, Supreme Court rules. UFO urges peace ahead of MPP internal elections. The Daily Guide says Supreme Court adjourns 4 Tokono cases indefinitely. NPP flag bearer race survey tips Kent to win 52%. Ayawaso East by-election, Baba Jamal locks horns with Toure's widow. And sold public lands to be reviewed, Ama Boa. U.S. police release a Ninois prison mark short. The Insight. Toward Ghana's food security, Energy Ministry rolls out solar irrigation pumps to boost dry season farming. Now, this current government performance has been good so far. I hope it continues. Gabi Oche Dako. Fidel Castro's final reflections. Minority vows tough oversight as Parliament resumes work. Bishop Titi Ofer accused of defying court order in a Batrona Spintex land dispute. Azindo pledges youth empowerment anti-drug push as drive to Biao Ayawasu East MP gains momentum. That's with the front page of today's Insight newspaper. You check out the Herald that says that two-horse race cited in MPP flag bearer contest as conflicting polls paint a Brian Champon vote spoiler. MPs land guards triggered deadly youth clash in Winneba. Baba Jamal explains decision to abandon diplomatic posts. And coming up, ex-chief of staff from Paris new Trasaku House sparks disquiet in MPP. Roads minister signals end to pontoon ferry use in Afram Plains. The Ghanaian publisher, I'm coming to serve my people, Baba Jamal. MPP's 2028 hopes rest on Bawumia. That's according to Abuja Napo. Minority blasts government over transport crisis. That's what the Ghanaian publisher. The Accra Times. Alban Bagwin Bafoboni collaborates to uphold justice and rule of law. NPP builds the economy, but NDC takes credit. Osahin Afenyo Marking. Resetting the economy, a shared responsibility. BOG Governor. Unimac mourns tragic loss of students as Vice Chancellor seeks justice. Pringpark boss commends BOG Governor for collaboration with Ghanaian media. And there's a Hunter West MP is happy as agenda is included in educational curriculum. The custodian, no more business under certificate of urgency, minority tells majority. Ashanti region stands with Bawumia as he completes nationwide tour. Let's choose Bawumia to reclaim power for MPP, Abuja Napoto delegates. First Sky exemplifies Ghanaian excellence according to Mahama. Alcohol damages sperm, threatens male fertility. Sorry about that. Dr. Sefoga. Economic Times says markets brace for impending policy rate decision. Fuel price war shaking Ghana's petroleum sector. And this communication is policy. Pringpark and BOG partner to combat economic misinformation. That's with the Economic Times. Now, if you check out the new Crusading Guide, it has a last lap to NPP flag bearer primary. Every vote counts. Get out and vote for me. Dr. Bawumia implores delegates. Reduce cocoa price, incur our wrath. Minority dares, says cocoa farmers are always poor under NDC government. Ghana joins International Organization for Mediation as founding member, and as government targets 10,000 barrels per day to increase crude oil production this year. Vote Dr. Bawumia for MPP flag bearer. Dr. Adamu Abdullahi rallies NPP delegates. Banking giants to converge at Gimpa Law School on 12 February to highlight bank boards' role in financial stability. And there's rousing welcome for I Show Speed at Black Star Square by Supercare Spectacle. And I guess that I've seen that video. The chap really had a good time, eh? He did. Anyway, so Daily Statesman says Bawumia gets massive endorsement in AR, which Ashanti region as he concludes MPP flag bearership campaign. Jinapo Bawumia is MPP's best bet for 2028. IERPP questions legality of alleged 2 billion cedis gold board guarantee, and the GS teacher calls for pedagogical shift over WASI failure. No more bills under certificate of urgency, minority wants NDC. Well, and I'll end with this one, but definitely not the least. Yeah, talking about the Business and Financial Times. It's a DPC to sanction non-compliant institutions. Despite diplomatic gains, citizens face structural mobility barriers, and there's system-wide failures plague MMDA's financial management, according to that CLGA. Newmont donates critical medical equipment to Kolibu, and there's also the Standard Chartered flags of strong 2026 returns amid an AI boom. All right, so that's it for the newspaper review. Now let me check out what's online. So what's online? What's online? All right, so I'll start with the City Newsroom. It says 1 dead, several injured in violent youth clash at Winneba. Another fire hits Kumasi as blaze engulfs Anwoma Market. That's with City Newsroom. Now if you check out my Joe online, Joy News gets results as Mahama Care settles 210,840 bail for midwife battling brain aneurysm. Congratulations to Obobi Adako and her team. I think that you guys are doing a fantastic job. Keep it up. Minority cries foul as 33 bills are rushed through Parliament under certificate of urgency in 2025. And then what's on Ghana Web? Now, Ghana Web says that court affidavit details naked hospital arrival in ex-NPPP's stabbing case. And as Mahama has been taking care of me, Obowa J.A. Adolfo opens up. Okay, interesting. Antonio Conte brutally responds to Diego Costa. Okay. And then your favorite, Metro TV Online.com. The man arrested, sorry about that, man arrested for burying wife in bedroom. Unbelievable. Like Kingston raises alarm over Black Stars injury woes ahead of 2026 World Cup. I show speed. It takes Africa to the world through culture and storytelling. Monaco strengthens Ghana ties in the northern Italy. All right, so that's it for the newspaper and the online reviews. Please stay with us. Don't go anywhere. This is Good Morning Ghana, your favorite Good Morning Ghana, our favorite Good Morning Ghana. We'll be right back.
talking about? Everybody, do what you do. That's right. Smile will bring a sunshine day. Everybody.
Thank you.
Hello, my friends. My name is Calcate Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Calcates. Happy smile.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson, Asamo.
Me didn't tum. Mr. Friendly Calico, just call me cockroach. Now, Mr. Friendly once now.
Hey, that's you. Improve car. Yeah. Captain Mosquito, double the accent. Me did it, Sasso spray. Mr. Friendly Sasso quell. Yeah, go to my Sasso. Come on, Tom Preco.
Auntie Saba, a woman body and came one moba.
Oh, who said, and I made the SMS. Can any pan, Nasana, Michiana, what me? A drain I didn't know. Kingdom Garlic Bitters.
No, more benefiting.
Me benefiting wine. Also, what told dear?
Abrewa, the smile, our brand, Mishuve. One antique a crown our bread. No Kingdom Garlic Bitters and any capsules. Nanya, what dear Brebia.
Kingdom Garlic Bitters and the capsules.
Assembly,
a different one. I'm going to say, send your name, wife, company, one personal. Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules, and tea. Say, see, I'm password.
Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules. Many genius dear befi abrebia. Obebia o de poa how no. Edro bakupa we hear tremendous capsules. Tremendous capsules. Esiesie uma we obesima. Edro yi ubenya bi obebia eton robia. Kingdom Herbal. No challenger.
I'm a branch manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspection, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
This is a chance of a lifetime. My opportunity. Your opportunity. Let's build Ghana together.
Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go.
In every school, there is history. In every homecoming, there is pride. But in 2025, pride became competition. From convoys that shook the streets to colors worn with honor, from powerful reunions to legacy projects that will stand forever. Metro TV asked one bold question: which school truly owned the legacy in 2025? Welcome to School's Homecoming 2025. Who is who? Send your school name, convoy videos, speech and prize giving highlights, and your 2025 legacy projects to 0550-090-702. School's Homecoming, my school, my pride. This event is sponsored by Zoom Lion and Appointed Time Printing. School's Homecoming 2025 is a Metro TV event supported by Original TV, Original 91.9 FM, and Metro Digital.
All right, you are live on Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Audu Moro, and my guests are here. They're seated. Would proceed with our conversation for the day. Wednesday, and I'm sure that your guest is as good as mine. Uncle Kwesi Pratt is here, as we affectionately call him. Mr. Kwesi Pratt Jr. officially is his name. He's a former managing editor of the Insight newspaper, and he's a statesman and a seasoned journalist. Wednesdays are his days, unless, of course, he's not available, but otherwise, Wednesdays are his days. He's always here, and he's a founding member of the show. Actually, they started it himself, Dr. Randy Abbey, and the rest. And so, this is his show, actually. I mean, I don't have any qualms with that at all. Now, here's one of our guests for today, and they're also here with us is a man who hasn't been here in a while. He is a former MP for Tema East, and also a former Greater Accra Regional Minister, a former Deputy Transport Minister. I'm talking about the Honorable Titus Glover, as we affectionately call him. Good morning, sir, and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us on the show. It's always a pleasure to have you join us.
Dromo.
Yes. O video con trend he has a video that's trending. He was
the one which is dancing also.
Yes, he was dancing. Yes.
You know I'm a Shatta fan.
Yes, Tema East.
I love that guy.
You're dancing to a Shatta song.
In fact, that particular song is my signature.
Why? What is it about that song? I mean, because it's not the first time I've seen you dancing to it.
You see, to start with, first of all, let me say good morning to your viewers.
Right.
Your very good self and my senior and mentor.
Right.
Who I've missed so much all this while. Anytime I meet him, I have to behave. So that I will just conform.
You comport yourself?
Yes, I have to conform because we learn under their feet.
Okay.
We learn under their feet. So, Kwesi, good to see you again.
Yes, sir.
Actually, that song, the Abodabidi song, it's the lyrics and the words, you know, literally saying that they say you cannot do it.
Right.
And you've done it.
No
fee. And when you look at the trajectory of Shatta Wale's music career, from Bandana to where he is today,
okay,
the kind of obstacles that he went through, the hurdles, and the challenges that he had to fight alone.
Okay.
He took the grace of God. And I see him as this gentleman, one day he can be a pastor.
Okay.
Because he's using his music, okay, to really win souls.
Okay.
Initially, when he was coming up, people did not understand him.
Okay.
The kind of music genre that he really wanted to put up. It is something that he has really gone through. And I believe that he has really marketed his craft so well, together with other colleagues of his and all that. So the fact that they say you cannot do it, and he has proved all the critics wrong, it is very important for us to know.
Okay.
Very important for us to know that indeed, anytime you want to get to the top,
yeah,
there are times there will be challenges, there will be difficulty. But when you are focused, you have God on your side, you can make it. So for me, that is the essence of the music. Did you see me dancing the Damba dance, your dance?
Yeah. Oh, this one, yes. This one is...
I'm a Dagoma chief in Tema, so...
but it looks like you now, you really enjoy dancing.
I'm versatile.
Have you always enjoyed dancing? That's the video I was talking about. This is your latest.
Oh, this is the Damba. That was the...
What was the occasion? Bamia? Was it Samira?
Bamia was coming to a Shaman constituency.
Okay.
To meet delegates.
Okay.
And this was...
Because the one I saw, I think it was Samira.
This is Samira.
That's Samira.
In Tema East.
Okay.
Last week. I think Wednesday or so. Exactly today.
Okay. So have you officially joined the Bamia campaign?
I've always been part of Bamia's campaign.
Okay.
I've always been part of it.
Okay. You know, those of you who are aspiring to contest for national positions in your party, I notice have decided to stay out of the internal presidential primary, and I thought you were one of those. So when I saw you there, I said, well, what has changed? Unless, of course, in your case, you had a last minute change in mind. But anyway, let's make some progress now. Now, that Shatawale song we're talking about was sung in Ghana. And you are a Ghana, indigenous Ghana. Daniel Nikwate Titus Glover. There's a move by the Education Ministry to make the Ga language a compulsory language. I want us to start with this briefly before we move to some other issues. Now, today's Ghanaian Times is reporting that make Ga Dangbe languages compulsory in schools. Ga Traditional Council. Let me correct this. Actually, the Ga Traditional Council that's making that appeal. It's not the Education Ministry. I want to apologize for that. Now, that story is on page 12 of today's Ghanaian Times. Now, you know, all of this ties in with, you remember the advocacy that was launched some time back for us to change our, how do you call it? Yes, to change from Akwaba to Obake.
Yeah.
And all the conversation that ensued at the time. But anyway, so let's look at the stories on page 12 of today's Ghanaian Times. Restoring confidence, make Ga Dangbe languages compulsory in schools, Ga Traditional Council. Now, Cliff Ekufu is reporting that the Ga Traditional Council has called on the Ministry of Education to make the teaching of Ga and the Dangbe languages compulsory in basic schools across the Greater Accra region in order to reflect the linguistic and cultural identity of the indigenous people of the capital. The call was made when the Minister of Education, Mr. Haruna Idrisu, paid a courtesy call on the Gamanche. Ni Takite Kochuru II, the members of the council at the Gamanche Palace in Accra on Monday. The visit was to formally invite the Gamanche to an upcoming indigenous language conference scheduled for March in Accra and to assure the council of the government's commitment to protecting and promoting the Ga language. Mr. Idrisu, who was accompanied by key officials from ministry, announced that the Google Gemini artificial intelligence tool on Ghanaian languages will be expanded to cover the 12 designated national languages. These include Mfanse, Twi, Ebe, Dagbani, Nzema, Hausa, Dagari, Ga, and Dangbe. He said the government was committed to promoting multilingualism in the country, stressing that the Ga language remained an integral part of Ghana's cultural heritage. Welcoming the minister and his delegation at the Gamanche through Ni Otublohum III, the Chidom of the Ga state, expressed concern over increasing public debate on language policy, particularly among the Gadangwe people, and said the engagement was necessary to articulate the views of the indigenous communities. Blah, blah, blah. So the council presented an 8-point position paper to the minister, including a request for Ga and Dangbe to be designated as core subjects in the basic school curriculum throughout the Greater Accra region. That's important, Greater Accra region. They welcomed the ministry's proposal to integrate 12 Ghanaian languages into a planned artificial intelligence language pilot and urged that the Ga be fully incorporated into the program. I'll start with your titles. What do you make of this? Good call?
It's a good call.
Okay.
Good call because, you see, in 1876, when the capital was brought from Cape Coast to Accra,
okay,
and the fact that a lot of people have migrated to Accra, it has made the Ga language suffer.
Okay.
What makes us as Gandangwis, what makes Kwesi Efante, is about his culture, his traditions.
Okay.
It's about the language that you speak. It's about the food you eat.
Right.
Our festivals. And when you come to Greater Accra, we have the Kulejo Festival that is celebrated by Tema, Bubra or Pram Pram.
Okay.
Then, boom. Okay? Nungwa has a bit of it. Then you have the Homo. Then when you go towards the Shai area, they have the Mayim.
Okay.
So all these festivals, the cultural practices, the traditions that we all promote, that makes it who we are. So if you have a language with time, because of migration, making you lose your identity, it is something as a king, you need to talk about it. And let me share this example with you. You see, I was taught by an account teacher in class 3, 1974. Mrs. Osafo Babing.
Oh, that's nice. And I can't teach her.
Yeah, she taught me
Okay.
how to write Ga.
Mm.
She taught me because she grew up in the Ga area. She went through the training college and all that. So if you are in the public school, and most of these Ga language are not being taught, in a way it kills our identity. So I remember when the president made me the regional minister, I paid a courtesy call on Gamanche, the Royal Mistake in Takita. And he expressed the same misgivings, that the Ga language is gradually dying. So it is important that we teach this Ga language and Dangwe languages in our public schools, in the region. So I took his words seriously, quickly. Then I met Honorable Oseduchu. I said, look, my brother, this is the problem that is coming from the Gamanche and the other chiefs within the region. Most of these teachers who are taught the Ga language and the Dangwe language, after school, after graduation, they are posted elsewhere. So it is not helping in the teaching of our language. So I'll be grateful if you can help us to post teachers who have been trained in the Ga and the Dangwe into these critical areas within the region. So it's a good call. So he started with Accra Technical Training College. That was 2024.
Okay.
Those who have graduated, and make sure they posted them to some of these areas to make sure that we'll be able to teach the Ga and the Dangwe at the place. But the reason why the Gamanche is making this call was the fact that, you recall last week when there's Dabani, Chi, and some other Ebbe.
Yeah.
Is going to be used for AI.
Exactly.
So it raised a lot of eyebrows. Some of the youth started talking, I mean, on top of their voice and all that. And I felt that, look, knowing Aruna, he won't sit down for some of these things to happen. So I felt that it was too much. Some of the description on him by the youths of the Gas have become too much. So I personally called him. I called him 3 days ago. So, senior, then you know what he said? I know why you are calling me. He said, Titus, I know why you are calling me. So just calm down.
Okay.
And we are doing all the necessary corrections to make it. It was Gogo actually wanted to pilot something.
Yeah.
And they need to run it up with him, which it was inconclusive. Then they rushed to come public with that. And all those eyebrows were coming. So he's just assuring me that, look, there are other languages, including the Ga and the Dangwe, that will be added to it. So I was not surprised that he met the Gamanche a few days ago to talk about it and to invite him on this program that is good one. So I think that, yes, we have so many languages. The Dagum, the Gaba, the Inzima, the Fanti, the Akwapimchi, the Santichi, and all that.
Yeah.
So that we need to build our language. In Korea and Chinese and Japanese language, they don't use English. They use their own language to develop. So if it's an area that we can tap, to train our children to be resourceful, I don't think it's a bad idea at all. So I commend the education minister, first of all, to see the government to reassure him that, look, he wouldn't do anything untoward, just to take the Ga and Dangwe language out. But it's going to include other 12 languages that we can use, in training children. It's a good call that we need to.
Okay, so this matter has come up at a time when people genuinely fear that the Ga language faces some kind of an existential threat, because it's been swarmed by so many other languages, and the fear is that it may disappear in no time. I mean, Greater Accra is becoming increasingly cosmopolitan. Is that fear legitimate? Is it well grounded?
Well, first of all, it depends on how you look at language generally. And I would admit that language has become quite an emotive, subject. Yeah. And people who discuss language are not usually, focused on the science of language, the science and history of language. A lot of time, it symbolizes a retreat into ethnicity. You understand? A lot of times. And when that happens, it becomes quite negative. Now, there are millions of languages around the world. Some have died, some are dying, and some are developing. What is it that develops language? First of all, we have to understand that language is a means of describing phenomena, of telling history. Is a means of identification. Language does so many things, okay? So how does a language die? And how does a language develop and rise? A language rises when its users are actually engaged in production. When they are advancing the productive process, their language develops, you know. In the past, language also developed through colonial conquest. Okay? So you and I are speaking English today because of the British Empire which emerged and its dominant influence and the use of coercion and so on. So many things led to the development of the English language. Otherwise, the English people are really a small minority ethnic group. But because of the conquest, because of colonialism, and perhaps today's neocolonialism, English has expanded. Yeah. You take a language like Portuguese, its original speakers are very small, a small fraction of the world population, and yet Portuguese has spread and so on. So I like to look at language from a scientific point of view. And I like to recall, for example, I'm supposed to be a Fanti. And I mean it, because I hardly speak Fanti. I tend to speak a lot more Twi, because a lot more people communicate in Twi. So if you want to be an effective communicator in Ghana, Twi is a language of preference. I speak Twi quite a lot. And a lot of Fanti elders and so on have called me and complained, why do you speak Twi, why don't you speak Fanti, and so on. So that problem is there. But listen, I mean, I've just seen the latest edition of the Oxford English Dictionary. It's amazing how many Ghanaian languages have found their way into the Oxford English Dictionary. How did they find their way there? Because of usage. For example, if you go into medical science, Kwashiorkor is there. Now it's a universal, word. Kwashiorkor has become a universal word. Because of the contribution to the development of science, medical science, with regards to the health of children and so on. Kwashiorkor has now found its way in many languages. Okay? So that is how languages develop. Languages don't develop because you issue a fiat. I studied Ga in school. I can't write Ga. I speak Ga. I think I speak Ga very well. But I don't write Ga. And why don't I write Ga? I studied Ga in school. Okay. My day nursery education started in Accra. My primary school was in Accra.
Okay. Was it compulsory then? You don't
think so. Okay. Yes, I think so. Okay. But I've lost it. Okay? I used to speak Dagbani. I've lost it. Yes, I used to speak Dagbani. I went to school in Tamale. I used to speak Dagbani fluently. Okay. I've lost it because I don't use it. You understand? Now, most of us now speak Hausa, and I speak Hausa. Okay? Why? Because if you want to get by, if you want to get things done, you have to speak Hausa. Hausa is spoken throughout Ghana. But it is not an indigenous language in Ghana, but it's spoken throughout Ghana. In fact, it's spoken throughout West Africa. True. There's no country in West Africa who doesn't speak Hausa. This development did not come about because somebody issued a decree. Usage. Practical usage, interaction, and so on. I was talking about Portuguese. Today, those of us who speak Fanti, many of the words we use, which have become Fanti words, are actually Portuguese words.
Can you give us an example?
Pano.
Oh, it's Portuguese.
Oh, really? Yeah, pano is
Wow.
Portuguese. Yes, go and check.
What's the meaning of that?
Pano.
Bread.
Bread.
Yeah,
Okay.
pano. Yeah, yes, yes.
Pano is Portuguese. There are so many fancy words which are Portuguese.
Yeah, and of course, there's historical explanation to that. Yeah.
You see, so you don't develop languages by issuing decrees. You develop languages by contributing to the development of society, by becoming relevant.
True.
And so on. That's how you develop languages. You know, one of the things that I have learned about Ga is that the Ga language has this distinction of having very few words compared to other languages.
Right.
You know, and in most cases, the meaning of the word depends on how you pronounce it.
True.
That's the distinction about Ga.
Yeah.
You know, it's beautiful. It's artistic. I mean, that aspect of the Ga language is so artistic, it's so beautiful, and so on. And it helps a lot for those who like to engage in poetry and so on. You know. So if you're writing good Ga poems, you know, which play on the strength of the Ga language of having very few words with many meanings and so on, that is a way of developing the language. And that will develop the language much, much faster. You know, much, much faster than issuing a decree. You understand?
Right.
There are so many Ga foods which are getting lost.
Yeah.
You know, Ga traditional foods which are getting lost. For example, if kwekle became a staple dish, it will find its way around the world in many languages. Today, jollof.
Yes.
Jollof is known by everybody. Chinese, you know, Spanish, and so on. Everybody uses jollof. Because jollof as a dish has gained worldwide attention. That's how you promote languages.
Interestingly, it's not even an indigenous food.
Well,
It's from the Wolofs, Senegal. In fact,
Yes.
Jollof is Wolof.
Exactly. But look at how far it has traveled.
Yeah,
It has so traveled that now Ghana and Nigeria are competing for its ownership.
Yes.
And therefore ownership also of the word and so on. So look, the situation in which this country largely depends on imports does not help the development of language. The situation in which our science is often outsourced. For example, this application which Google is intending to open and so on. Why are we not using local ICT experts?
Yeah.
Why Google?
Right.
Why Google? Because there's a question of sovereignty, national sovereignty, with respect to data. And this application obviously would lead to the acquisition, first of all, the assembling of data, and its acquisition by Google. So if you're using a local organization in order to develop this app and to promote it,
That would have been great.
it helps to develop language. So if you go and issue an order that this application that Google is developing must include Ga and so on, and we are not in control of the application, what have we done? Okay, so look, my attitude is to be scientific. It's to be scientific at all times, you know. And being scientific does not just mean engineering and so on. There's social science. You know, there's social science.
Okay.
So if you are scientific, you'll be able to develop the languages which we are using in solving the concrete problems which face our people.
Yeah.
By the way, we have a crisis.
Right.
I'm told, and me Kwate may know better than I do, that there are about 70 languages in Ghana.
Yes.
That's what I'm told.
Right.
Now, if there are about 70 languages in Ghana, how do you compulsorily teach 70 languages in Ghana? Naturally, there will be a process of selection.
True.
Okay? What informs that process of selection? How is that process of selection done? in order to satisfy everybody.
Because everybody believes their language is important.
So because of the retreat into ethnicity.
Yeah.
You understand? Because it boils down eventually to retreat into ethnicity. You understand? And I believe very, very strongly that, yes, our languages are very rich. The late Dr. Ephraim Amo has contributed a lot in the development of Ghanaian languages, especially Ebe and Twi. How did he do it? He didn't do it by holding a sledgehammer and knocking everybody into position. He did it by composing excellent songs. Today, some of his songs, I'm sure you are aware, are being played in theaters around the world.
Right.
You know, orchestras around the world are playing Ebe songs. They are playing Twi songs and so on, because of their quality.
Yeah.
So if you develop things which have value and relevance to the lives of people, then language spreads, then language develops, then language becomes a tool for other people, and they imbibe it.
Okay.
And the best example is Hausa.
Yeah.
There is nowhere in West Africa where Hausa is not spoken.
Yeah.
How? In Ghana, there are no indigenous Hausa people, but it's spoken everywhere. In Accra, in Tamale, in Ho, everywhere you go, you can get by with Hausa.
True.
So that's my attitude.
Moro.
Madalla.
Moro.
Kagani ai.
Amejira.
Uncle Chrissy, Yazawi. But what's the thing? You know, he's made some. Uncle Chrissy has made some very, very, very interesting and very thought-provoking points about being more conscious about, you know, developing and using and marketing, basically making sure that it's on the international stage. That's how the language can survive. But before I pick your thoughts on what he said, I want you to tie this with what the education minister said some time back. I must have been in October last year, where he says that he's directing the Ghana Education Service to strictly enforce the use of mother tongue instruction in all Ghanaian schools. And obviously raises, even though albeit, I mean, he said it briefly that there's going to be a challenge there, but the education minister is insisting, because he said that this directive forms part of efforts to reform the education sector while promoting the use of local languages in teaching and learning. Speaking at the launch of the free tertiary education program for persons living with disability, Mr. Idrisu stressed that the initiative seeks to encourage the use of local language as a medium of instruction, particularly at the basic education level, to enhance comprehension and learning outcomes. Now, Uncle Kwesi raises the issue about there are 70 languages. We stand to be corrected. We can cross-check that. Which language are you going to decide to teach in what school? You foresee the chaos, but so tie that in with.
I think that the statement that made by the minister in October, like you rightly said, that we need to use our local languages as medium of instructions.
Okay, sorry, I'm told that we need to take a break. I really want to apologize for this. So this is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. Please stay with us. We're having a conversation about languages and what our language policy should be. Don't go anywhere. Please stay.
season is here again, and your most preferred estate partner is giving you 25% discount on land sale. Yes, for our Bronya Asase promo, Estate Masters is offering this massive discount for outright purchases. This includes free indenture, free site plan, and a free site visit. So what are you waiting for? Rush now and secure a plot of land while it is still hot. Reach out to us using the numbers below or visit our website at www.estatemastersgh.com. Estate Masters, your most preferred estate partner.
Sometimes the unexpected happens and the hero falls down in his own story. But he needs not stay down for long. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance is your trusted health partner. Whether an individual building a business, with Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern. For the best health insurance solutions for corporate institutions, groups and associations, families and individuals, choose Cosmopolitan Health Insurance from our over 700 accredited health service providers nationwide. Call us on 0302 540 668 or 0501 678 547 for all your health insurance solutions. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern.
Zoomlion Private Services Limited, your waste management expert. One of the most innovative aspects of our business is our commitment to adopting cutting-edge technologies and sustainable practices in the waste management industry. We have invested in modern waste collection trucks, digital payment systems. We have also implemented efficient waste segregation systems and also developed strategic partnerships with our various stakeholders in the waste management value chain. I can talk about our innovative approach that enables us to reduce waste disposal costs, also minimize our environmental impact, and provide our clients with seamless customer service experience. We are the waste management experts.
In every school, there is history. In every homecoming, there is pride. But in 2025, pride became competition. From convoys that shook the streets to colors worn with honor, from powerful reunions to legacy projects that will stand forever. Metro TV asked one bold question: which school truly owned the legacy in 2025? Welcome to School's Homecoming 2025. Who is who? Send your school name, convoy videos, speech and prize giving highlights, and your 2025 legacy projects to 0550 090 702. School's Homecoming, my school, my pride. This event is sponsored by Zoomlion and Appointed Time Printing. School's Homecoming 2025 is a Metro TV event supported by Original TV, Original 91.9 FM, and Metro Digital.
All right, so you're live on Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television, and the show is live on 94.1 FM. My name is Aldo Mora. I'm here with Daniel Nikwate Titus Glover. He's a former MP for Tema East and a former Greater Accra Regional Minister, former Deputy Transport Minister. And also Mr. Kwesi Pratt Jr., who's a former managing editor of the Insight newspaper. Titus, you were on the floor.
Yes, we're trying to say that the minister tried to give some instructions that the use of a local language must be used in the teaching of our kids in the schools and all that. But having said that, the GES, what has been its effect on the ground?
Okay.
Because yes, he made those statements. It need to be followed, right from his office, at the ministry. How is GES implementing what he has said? Are there some challenges in between all these things? And how are these challenges being addressed on that? So it's something that we need to look at it. I really agree with my big brother Kwesi that it's not a matter of giving a fiat. A language must be spoken.
Right.
There should be more to it. And the fact that the more it is spoken, the more the language can stay.
True.
As I speak to you, I can speak about 7-8 different Ghanaian languages.
Okay.
Apart from my Ghanaian language and Dangwe language that I speak to. I speak the Fanti, I speak Sefi, I speak Brusa, a bit of Nzima and Chokoshi.
Oh, nice.
You understand? So it makes you feel that like you are a Ghanaian. You go to a place, they are speaking a language, you feel that look, all the medium of communication that is going on, at least you can really understand and at least contribute to whatever is being taught and all that. Again,
before you go ahead, did you make it mandatory for children to learn some of these languages that you speak?
Not at all. In fact, my kids, their mother is an Akan.
It's an Akan, okay.
My elder children, their mother is an Akan.
Right, so they speak more Akan.
They speak more, but I made it compulsory to speak the Ghana.
So they speak Ghana?
Because every child picks the mother's tongue first.
Yeah.
Every child. So the language, the medium of communication that the mother speaks is what the children picks first.
Right.
So I made it compulsory that they will speak the Ghana language. And today they are good. That they flow in the Ghana and all that.
Okay.
So we move towards technology. Now, if we are saying that we need to make AI as part of the tools, who is going to develop this Ghana language into it?
Very important.
I'm sure it's going to be the AI engineers or whatever, what they have to look at it and do it. So clearly it is a very conscious effort that needs to be done. And believe you me, if we're able to do some of these things, it will go a long way to help our children, apart from the use of this normal English language to do our teaching and everything at the place. The use of the local tongue is very key. Another point I want to stress here is that because of the cosmopolitan nature of Accra and the fact that our language is dying, sometimes people demean our language. You hear people where Kasabeno, and you see some of the Ghana guys, they get infuriated.
Very.
You try to demean their language, and when they become defensive. But it is good for us to learn other languages. Like I told you, about 7 different age. So if I'm in the Chiriponi, I communicate in the Chokoshi. It's just like Sefi or Brosa. You understand everything that they are talking about. So clearly it is important at least, because we want to be international, you can add the Chinese, you can add the Mandarin, the Chinese, whatever. You know, that is where you want to be marketable beyond your shores of Ghana. But within here, how many of our people even look at tourism? They travel around the country. We are all here. People travel and go to Dubai to go to holiday. And when you go to Western region, they're beautiful in Zulezo. When I was in Parliament, the Committee on Trade, Industry and Tourism, I was a deputy ranking member. We went there. People are live on this water. These Zima people are live there. In fact, it was President Rawlings who made us be aware that there's a place called Zulezo. In the early days of the revolution, when he went there, there are so many beautiful places in our country that we are able to develop a market. Can go a long way to help us. So for me, it is only about Ghana language. It's not about Dangwe language. Any other language that we feel is important, like the 70, we must try to learn 1 or 2. But of course, it's not all the 70 that can be taught. But the most dominant ones that we have, according to the minister, is about 12 that they want to look at it and do. So we need to give him that encouragement and that support to make sure that at least be able to
But that
have
raises that there are
language.
the practical difficulties in teaching or
There
using.
are so many practical difficulties, you know. Unless we insist that
In fact, we're told
if
we
you
have over
fancy,
80 indigenous languages.
Okay.
Over 80, yes.
But Moro, unless we insist that if you're a Fanti, you have to marry a Fanti. If you're an Ewe, you have to marry an Ewe.
It's also not possible.
And that would be ridiculous backwardness.
Right.
Okay. So look at the practical situation where an Ewe who does not speak Fanti marries a Fanti who does not speak Ewe. And the only language the two of them can communicate in is English. What happens? Their children will not speak Ewe. Their children will not speak Fanti. Their children will speak English.
True.
Because see, before you continue, an intervention of the two parents can help. In as much as they are communicating in English, their mother tongues, the father tongue, they must make conscious effort to teach their children. It would be very absurd to say that because I'm a Ghana and my wife is an Akam, and for that matter, my children should speak English in the house.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm
because
saying.
when you said it,
How do children acquire their language?
The parents teach them.
There's no conscious effort to teach.
And that effort should be made.
Hold on. There's no conscious effort to teach. The children are born in a house and they adopt the language which is spoken in the house.
Yes.
That's how it happens. Okay? There's a mother who doesn't speak the father's language and there's a father who doesn't speak the mother's language. They will communicate definitely in the language that both of them understand.
True.
And for most times, that happens to be English. Okay? So the children grow up speaking English. It's not their fault. It's not the fault of the parents. You understand?
And they speak American English.
Oh, that's another problem. I mean, I'm noticing that a lot of kids now speak English. But they don't speak any English but American English. You know it. Why? Because today, every parent who can afford it, in fact, most parents are buying tablets for the children right from the kindergarten stage. The children play with their tablets. They are constantly on their tablets and so on. That's where they learn their language skills and so on. The language there is American language. It's American English. So until we are able to develop other games, other things that the children are comfortable with and would imbibe in other languages, the children will continue to speak American English.
How difficult is it for somebody to develop a tablet which has local languages? For Ghanaian parents?
That is our challenge.
How difficult
For
is that?
those of us who believe that our languages should develop,
Yes.
that we shouldn't abandon our languages and so on. Our challenge is to develop relevant, easily accessible material in those languages.
Right.
There are so many indigenous games that children would love to play. Why haven't we put those games on tablets?
Yeah.
In those languages for the children to play with? For as long as children are now playing what games? So many of them, you know, Nico, something.
I've lost touch with some.
You know, so many of them. As long as those are their preferred games, and it's in American English, they will speak slangs. So the challenge is not to sit in the comfort of our offices and so on, be issuing press statements or directives to Ministry of Education and so on. The challenge is to develop the relevant kits, kits, KIT and so on, you know, which would encourage people to learn the languages. Look, if you're studying chemistry, and you want to study chemistry in Dagbani, why? The litmus test will always be the litmus test, and the litmus test is not Dagbani. You understand? The litmus test.
We can develop it.
So if you develop it, if you add to it in your language, then we will not be studying just the litmus test, but we'll be studying something else. Pythagoras theory. They're going to study it in Frafra. Abba.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on. Now, there's another matter which I'm sure that the people of the people of Ga or Gamashi would be more than happy to to hear about. It's our lands and the illegal acquisition of.
Why the people of Gamashi?
Well, I mean,
people everywhere have issues with lands, officials stealing their lands.
I'm saying including the people of Ghana. But they have been complaining quite a lot about the fact that some of their lands have been given out or have been acquired by some people illegally. Now, the Daily Graphic today says that the government takes over illegally acquired state land. And the story is by Timothy Menge. Ingmege, if I met him the other day, he was trying to teach me how to pronounce his name. It's Ingmege or something. Sorry if I didn't get it rightly. But it says Cabinet has given approval to the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources to review on a case-by-case basis all public lands acquired in the country. Processes for the acquisition of state lands that were not completed before I took office have been cancelled outright. We want to protect our public lands, the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa, has said. Again, he said efforts were being made to digitize land records for effective administration while also decentralizing service delivery to all parts of the country. Mr. Boa also said that that the Office of the Administrator of Stool Lands and the Lands Commission were ramping up efforts to register all customary lands. He further said that the ministry was making efforts, and the story continues on page 3. It was making efforts to secure the country's land boundaries through the Ghana Boundary Commission. The minister was briefing the Vice President, Professor Jane Opoku-Agyeman, when she paid a working visit to the ministry in Accra yesterday. Present at the meeting were the Deputy Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Alhaji Yusuf Suleimana, and technocrats at the ministry, the Forestry Commission Chief Executive Officer, and it goes on and on and on. Mr. Boa described the visit as very significant and would motivate the ministry and its agencies to work better. Quite a number of other things that have been said. You know, there was a team that was put together which was led by one of these foremost land lawyers, forgetting his name. He's also a lecturer. Kwame Jan, yes. He was the one that looked at some of the lands that have been acquired. What I'm not sure about is the period that they looked at. I can check that. But look at some of these public lands that have been acquired and have not been acquired the right way. And they've made some recommendations to the lands minister. And that's what he was briefing the vice president about. And I'll get you some more information on that. But I'll start with this. With this story. Was it Brad? Okay, sorry. Daily Graphic?
Insight.
Oh, Insight. Yeah, sure. Right. Or I'll start with Titus whilst you look at the Insight.
Titus, yes.
Titus.
And having been
in fact, I'm sure even as Greater Accra Lands Minister, some of these issues, Greater Accra Minister, some of these issues kept coming to you about some lands that have been acquired illegally.
When you look at lands generally that have really been used for developments, I can say the Greater Accra has suffered so much.
Right.
The Tema acquisition, for example, the ports, the industrial enclave and all that. And as we speak now, the Traditional Council has been battling with successive governments because no compensation was paid at the time. So it speaks a lot when some of these lands that were compulsorily acquired has not been fully utilized. And when you go to the constitution, I think is it 25?
Okay.
That says that where the purpose for which the land was acquired has not been fully used, it might be reversed back to the original owners.
Yeah.
And this particular article normally is not being adhered to. Government continue to hold on to these lands. I remember when I was in office, the Traditional Council at the time said part of the lands that were taken by the armed forces need to reverse back to them. And President Akufo-Addo gave the instructions to Ami Achireme at the time to sit with the Traditional Council to release that portion of the land to them. Some work was done. Then when he was succeeded by the Bujinapo, the armed forces said no, they are not going to release the land to the La people. So it became a big issue. Our land was used like the trade fair, the whole Burma campaign and all that. And population is growing. It's expanding every time. We cannot continue to live where we are now. So if we are saying that, look, give us part of our land, our people and the armed forces find it a bit difficult, it's a major challenge to the traditional council. When I was handling that matter before we exited from power. So clearly, from the story that you've read to us, that government has suspended or what is recalling all state lands that were given out to certain individuals.
Right.
They want to go into raids. I had a spokesperson for the ministry in the news when I was coming.
Right.
It is not politically targeted. They want to look at case by case and all that. Whatever reasons so that went into raids. And if they said they want to look at it, they should look at it well. They should go back in previous administrations, not only for the time of Akufo-Addo's administration. Even in their time, you go to Tamale, certain government lands that were taken, and other places. We need to look at it holistically, but not limiting it only to the last 8 years that MPP was in office. They should go beyond that and look at it. And opportunity must be given to the owners of the land. You know, because the land is money. Land is money. And when you look at some of the abuse that is going on, the propensity for money in this country is becoming too many. Where people deliberately will use laterite to claim part of the lagoon, the mangrove, and sell it in dollars. It's a problem. When I was in office, I went to, you know, the Malam Total.
Yeah.
Directly opposite where the overhead is.
Okay.
Getting to that part of Weja Bawi, that area.
Yes.
There are a lot of mangroves there. You see a Chinese man who has used laterite to claim part of the land and has built warehouses that they are renting in all those areas. You go to Dansoma. Tomorrow you go to Dansoma.
Yeah.
In the whole stretch, all those mangroves, human beings are using laterite to claim part of the land. And they sell in dollars. I saw a gentleman who has bought a land in the water. You see these tall leaves in those mangroves. I asked him, what are you doing here? I went there with the Regional Security Council. He said he has bought the land. I said, what is the land? Then he pointed the water to me. So I asked him, how do you build here? He said, they'll fill it and claim the land. Tomorrow, water has its own levels. When there's a heavy downpour and you have blocked the water, it will find its own levels.
True.
And God, by his own design in nature, have developed these mangroves to hold on the water. And gradually, the tide, it ends into the Atlantics. But human beings, because of our wickedness, because of a propensity for fast money, we don't care about the effect and the impact these distractions cause to our people. So clearly, if the government is saying that, look, he's taking back for these lands that has come, I will implore that they shouldn't limit it to only the last 8 years. They should go back and look at some of these lands that has happened. How were they acquired? What was the purpose for the acquisition? What were the benefits going to have for the people and the community and all that? It's not only about residential. You go to some lands and you see, you know, some lands that have been made for, excuse me to use my language, I'm not saying church is bad, but you see a church, the kind of land that they have in this country. I ask myself, can't you use part to do some industry, to create jobs for our people? Vast land all over for church activities. I'm a believer of the faith, but I believe that the church can diversify. By so doing, they can use part of the land to create some industry and create jobs. There are a lot of people in the churches who are not working. They have no money. Yet, we want them to give tithes, to give donation. So I believe that in this country there's a lot that we can look and do some of these things. So be able to tap on these lands that we have all over the place. But Greater Accra have suffered too much. We have suffered too much because everybody wants Greater Accra lands. Everybody. So if they're saying they want to go into it, very fair. But they should not be limited to only the last 8 years. They should go back.
They should go back
and find out what really has gone wrong.
That's what I'm saying, that it's important that we get the intervening periods.
You know,
whether it goes back 10, 15, 20, 30 years, 50 years, it's important so that people don't suspect that this is some kind of political witch hunt. Anyway, okay, see, I don't know what your thoughts on this are. I mean, people have acquired lands, people have paid, in fact, in some cases, they paid next to nothing, and they've been given these prime lands. And
they
now
paid nothing?
They paid next to nothing, something small, some of these prime lands. A token. And Kwame Jan early last year, and Ama Kofi-Boah was tasked to head a team to review all those lands that have been acquired and to know whether they were acquired legitimately. And he's brought a report. We've not seen a copy of the report yet, but quite clearly, if you listen to what Amabwa is saying, these are fallouts from the reports. And that's what saying that all those lands that have been given to people who were not supposed to have bought the lands in the first place, or did not buy or bought those lands, you know, bought those lands cheaply.
All these Accra lands.
All of them, all those lands.
Accra lands.
Accra lands. I'm sure most of them are Greater Accra lands, as you rightly pointed out. They'll take all those lands away. You know, Ngozi, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I mean, first of all, the Kwame Jan that I know, I hope he's the same person.
Yes, the same. Professor Kwame,
the law lecturer.
The law lecturer, yes.
I think he'll do a good job. I know him quite very well, and I think that he will do a good job. But you see, sometimes when you look at the way we apply national resources, you are tempted to think that even the colonialists were perhaps far more intelligent than some of our modern day leaders.
Why do you say so?
Our modern day leaders, I think they stopped thinking a long time ago. You know, they find thinking too difficult. And they've done many foolish things to the detriment of our society. You see, even in the colonial era, and I'm talking about the colonial era, when major hospitals like the Ridge Hospital were built, bungalows were built around those facilities for doctors, nurses, and other medical personnel, so that in case of emergency, the doctors are easily, available. These, our modern day bankrupt leaders, actually came and decided to sell off all of those bungalows, to the extent that today you find a specialist in Ridge Hospital living in Kaswa. So this is a problem. So there's an emergency. How does he get to the hospital? If there's a national emergency, like the stadium disaster or whatever, how do these medical specialists get to the hospital to save lives? Our leaders don't think. See? So I like to look at land acquisition in that perspective, rather than whether it is Ga or Dagomba and so on. That's totally irrelevant. Okay? There are some of these traditional people who insist on getting their lands back. When they get the land back, the land is not used in the national interest, even in the interest of local communities. They sell them to rich men and rich women and businesses and so on. Their only interest is how much money is coming into their pocket.
That's true.
They are as bankrupt and useless as the political leaders because of their practice. There was a neurosurgeon, and you know that we don't have plenty neurosurgeons in Ghana, working at the Ridge Hospital. One of the best, actually, in Africa, who was living in a government bungalow, I think somewhere in Laboni. So he was given 3 weeks to pack out because his bungalow had been sold. And had to move, I think, to Amasamine, to go and stay in Amasamine. And so Does it make sense?
No,
it doesn't make sense. Our lands, whether in Greater Accra or in Northern Region or Northeast or wherever, ought to be used for the benefit of the people, to promote the health of the people, to produce food so we cut our dependency on food imports, to build schools so that our children can be educated, to become productive citizens. Our lands ought to be used in the promotion of science. And so those are the important considerations. Right now, the land use policy is not about that. It's about who is getting a lot of money in his bank account or in his pocket. And that's the problem. You understand? Under the Kufuor administration, a policy was formulated which simply said that, look, we have a 2-3 bedroom bungalow sitting on an acre of land. So we ought to use this land. This land can provide space for building more structures and so on. So a policy was developed which encouraged people, private people and so on, to acquire these government bungalows and so on. My brother, you know what has happened? Roman Ridge, Airport Residential Area, cantonments, Laboni, and so on. What has happened? We've now built this huge flats which go for $3,000 a month, which are empty. Yeah. Nobody is living there. Some say that it has become an avenue for money laundering. Yeah. I don't know the facts, but that's the allegation someone making. So that policy ended up wasting valuable land. Wasted the land. And who are those who are acquiring these lands?
Rich people.
Not just rich people, people in government. Yeah. Or who were close to government. They were acquiring these lands. Yeah. Now you drive through cantonments and you feel like weeping. Because most of these lands have been sold under that policy. They build strange, sometimes beautiful structures and so on, which are empty. Nobody can afford $3,000, $4,000 a month for a 2-bedroom flat. So they're lying there empty. Okay? That is the kind of problem I want to see resolved. You understand what I'm saying? Civil servants, people who work in the ministries area and so on, used to live in Roman Ridge. The government bungalows in Roman Ridge, Airport Residential Area, White Avenue, those flats which were called Nigerian flats and so on. They've been sold. True. So many of the civil servants and public servants are now living in Eburi, Mampong, and so on, or Yarifa and so on. How do they get to work? You have compounded the transportation problem. Yeah. In the evening, around 6 o'clock, drive around 37 and other places and see the pregnant women who are standing there. 8 p.m., they can't find vehicle to go home. It's crazy. It's crazy. This is because of the foolish land policy, which has transferred land to politically connected persons, which land is being completely wasted. This is the problem. So I'm exceedingly happy that the Mahama administration is promising to take action in order to correct this crazy land use, especially in the urban centers. And urban centers, most important, Greater Accra, not because it's occupied by Gadangme people, but because it's one of the most cosmopolitan areas, in the country. Yeah. It's where people are moving in search of jobs and opportunity and so on. So we need to correct this policy. Now, the other thing which is most ridiculous is how much these lands were sold for. True. I mean, titles, land in cantonments. Yeah. And you hear how much it was sold for, and you can't help it. You feel like crying. What? Land in Potson, in the central region, Potson, is far more expensive sometimes than land in the airport residential area. How come? This is plain stealing. Plain, barefaced stealing. Adu. Barefaced stealing. You understand? So I'm happy that the government is taking steps, to deal with this situation. I'm even happier that the person that government selected to do this job is somebody who is
an authority in lands.
Is an authority on lands, and the legal profession is highly respected. And I have a strong suspicion that he's going to do a good job. So I'm so very happy about it. Of course, I'm also very, very happy about the fact that the vice president is paying working visits to different ministries, to get a sense of what is happening in the ministry, to provide direction when necessary, and so on. I think it's a good effort. It used to happen a lot in the Acheampong era, where members of the NRC and later SMC and so on actually paid regular working visits to ministries, and it produced results. And I'm so very happy that Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman is taking to that tradition. One of the benefits is that when she visits, we get to know these things.
Yeah.
One of the benefits is that she herself gets informed and educated about the work which is being done in the ministry, and then she's able to find out whether cabinet decisions are being properly implemented or not being implemented, and so on. That interaction itself is very useful for national development, and I'm happy that these things are happening.
Now,
but Moro,
can these
who in his right sense can have a land and he pays a token, especially where the land...
But the person who is selling the land says, I'm selling the land at 10 cities.
No.
You can't stand somewhere and say, how can you sell this land to me at 10 cities? The land is supposed to be 100 Ghana.
I mean, who in his right sense?
Yeah, but the cheaper, the happier.
Government land.
Yes.
Prime land.
Okay.
He doesn't pay anything at all. I mean, you yourself...
Moro, one of the worst cases in our history was how the International Students Hostel
that matter
at the airport junction was parceled out for sale to prominent politicians and public servants and supporters of government. I mean, I can't believe it. That is the land on which we have now built the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Go and check the prices at which they sold those lands. The International Students Hostel, which was created by the Nkrumah government in order to help the liberation movement train their cadres, in order to promote African integration and so on, was dismantled, and the land was parceled out to people who were close to government and so on, for peanuts. You could buy land at where? At Oyarifa. Oyarifa. 20 times more expensive than land which was being sold at airports junction. Who can justify that?
So clearly, it doesn't speak well. Me, I'm not interested in government land. I don't like trouble. Even staying in government bungalow, when I was a deputy minister, when I was a regional minister, I stayed in my own villa. In Taman, yes.
But you're entitled to it.
No, even when I don't want it.
You're a public official.
Are you listening to him? He stayed in his own villa.
My own Committee 12 house.
If you have a villa, why would you stay in a government bungalow?
Maybe.
Let's first understand. Let's first understand what you mean by villa.
That's what he said.
Please.
There's no mistake.
My own house.
But I had to say your own.
When I say villa, it means something exotic, important, with a swimming pool. No, it's not like that. It's my own small house that I live in. 80 by 80 house.
But I hope you know
that's
what you know what.
So I don't want to go there.
Generally connotes. So
I know. So maybe the words that I use.
Villa.
It's my own house.
Where you have houses within a house.
No.
That's a villa.
That's like living in Milano.
Yes.
It's a small 80 by 80 house.
That's what he meant.
That's what I live in.
Okay. All right.
So I was not interested in any government bungalow or anything. Come to 12, you just go and you come and all that. But no.
Were Were you offered?
I did not even try it. I was entitled, but I didn't take it.
I'm saying, were you offered the land?
Land, me.
Within Greater Accra.
From by who? It's you who make the initiative that you want the land. And if there's one, they will give it to you. I don't like trouble. I want to sleep and sleep well. I want to sleep and sleep well. If I have money and I want to go and buy land, I will not go and buy government land. I'm going to look for other places.
So here's the thing.
So clearly.
So you bought the lands at a song, peanuts, right? Now government says that the amount of money you've paid for this land is not commensurate to what you're supposed to pay. So we're taking the thing back. What are you going to do? And you probably have put up a $5 million property on that land. What are you going to do now?
I don't know how they want to. How
does he get the point I'm making? What are you going to do now?
If they have a property built on the land.
Anyway, I see a lot of legal issues coming.
Yes, yes. So
a lot of
I'm sure maybe they will
say it's not my fault. I was sitting at somewhere, they say the thing is 100 cedis, I bought it.
And there's document to it that they've given it to him. So you government is taking it back.
Well,
so they'll end up in the court. Because let me finish.
It will be a fruitless effort.
Yeah.
Because can I finish?
Because government has power.
I agree.
To acquire any land in Ghana for public use.
That's true.
It's a waste of time.
So where there's something built on it, maybe the only moratorium they can give you is maybe give you a proper price to the land, so that you pay proper value for money.
A lot of them won't pay, I doubt.
You know, you have to pay the proper economic value of the land. If there's something, a big building that is built on the land, because you can't take everything out like that, you know, so that they can pay the proper money that goes with it, and you can afford. If you can afford,
how does that solve the problem of doctors who are living in Ofankor?
I share with your pain. I agree with you.
If you have acquired
because
government land that was being used for doctors by the Ridge Hospital, you should lose it. Because you still want to bring the doctors back to the Ridge Hospital so they can deal with national emergencies.
Why should I lose it? How is that my fault?
When you were buying the house, were you not sensible enough to realize that you were driving doctors out? You know, doctors who were needed to render service out?
You see, that I don't know how that arrangement was made. Because you have a 2-3 bedroom house on about 2-3 acre land.
Yes.
So if they call it the filling. If indeed there were these health professionals living in these areas, at least you could have divided this land and built some story, maybe 1, 2, 3 flats, you know, that they can accommodate the same doctors and these health professionals around.
Yeah.
Because it was built for a purpose. So if you want to change the use now, you must still maintain the purpose of which the land was acquired for the provision of accommodation for these health professionals. But to sell it outright, now they are living at a far distance. Surprisingly, one day your own relative was going to suffer.
Yourself, wouldn't you?
You understand? Because this doctor will be at the emergency and is far away before you come. It has been written there. So we need to look at these things holistically. I'm not comfortable when I hear some of these stories.
That was let's move on to some other issues. Now you have the minority held a news conference and they've raised a number of issues. The majority has also held a news conference and responded to those issues. I'm not sure if we have enough time to talk about that, but I want us to look at your upcoming presidential primaries.
Okay.
A lot is happening. We've seen, we've heard Kennedy Japan's tantrums. There's a peace pact. Yes.
Tantrum?
Yes. He's thrown a lot of tantrums. In fact, just 2 days ago, he repeated it.
Tantrums?
Yes, we have the videos.
Oh, okay.
We'll play some of those videos for you to hear what he said. And also, there's a peace pact which has been signed. There are people who feel that that opportunity should have been given to persons who are aggrieved by some of these utterances that have been made to come and apologize at the signing of the peace pact, because you can't sign a peace pact when people are still quote-unquote misbehaving. And that people should have been told in their face that what you did was wrong, apologize, you know. So you signed a peace pact, but people must genuinely say that yes, they are committed not to the peace, but the process in the lead up to the elections and so on. We've also heard that persons who are caught, you know, engaging in vote buying would be disqualified from the contest, and that's Joe Wise himself has been talking. He says, if you're caught in vote, what he doesn't tell us is what constitutes vote buying. Okay. Now, there are also prophets who have been very busy.
He's his friends.
Oh, the prophets. Oh, I don't think so.
That's what I like to work. You recall when this his banter with what do you call it? Your friend at the Jubilee, what's the the man in charge of prophecy? Ankara, if Evans.
Oh!
You remember when I was here together with him?
Oh, that was the day Elvis called into the show. I recall. Anyway, so the prophets have also, as usual, gone to work, and different prophets, as usual, are predicting different outcomes. So it's, as usual, become a conflict or a competition between the prophets. So spiritual, prophetic, as against science.
And data.
So speaking about science, we all know that one of the foremost authorities when it comes to polls, at least for now, is our own Musa Dankwa, who has polled and has said that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia would emerge victorious by 57%. And the rest, Ken, I think 28%, Brian Champon some 13 or 11%, and so on. It goes on. I'm told Dr. Edichum gets, Kwabena Ejiofor gets 0, according to the polls. Now, not 0 as saying the number, but when you put everything together, he's not likely to even get 1%. So you get 0%. Now, the Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, if Musa Dankwa exposes anything to go by the 57%, I've heard my own very good friend, one of us here, Paul Adomotri, make an argument that 57% Bawumia camp should be worried, because consistently, when you look at the MPP's, internal contest, presidential contest, normally what happens is that the person who emerges or the person who wins tends to increase their votes in their subsequent, attempts. So if Bawumia is rather losing votes, because in the last elections, the 2024, he had 61%, if you round it up. So if he drops to 57%, then that's cause for worry. And that Bawumia must at least get the same 61%, and so on and so forth. So let me look at what the Daily Guide is saying. Now, interestingly, different polls again. There's another poll which is tipping Ken to win by 52%. And we would look at that, and then we can go and talk about generally upcoming elections. Now, this is a Daily Guide report. It says Pan-African Civil Society Organization. I'm hearing about them for the first time, Pan-African Civil Society Organization, Sanity Africa, has tipped Kennedy Ohene Ejiofor to win the upcoming New Patriotic Party flag-bearer elections, pointing to a first-round victory of 52%. According to the survey conducted between December 2025 and January 2026 and released on Monday, January 26, Mr. Ejiofor is followed by former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia of 40%, Dr. Brian Champon, he is garnered 7%, while Dr. Yaosei Duchum and Kwabena Ejiofor 0.7% and 0.3% respectively. The survey, which is Sanity Africa's final predictions on the MPP presidential election, sought to gauge the voting intentions of MPP delegates ahead of the polls scheduled for January 31, 2026, based on the expanded voter album. Consequently, individuals not listed in the expanded album were not included in this study. The results were segmented by gender, religion, and employment status, with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia leading among MPP male delegates with a 48.9% compared to Mr. Ken Ejiofor, 42.4%. Dr. Champon ranked third with 6.1%, while Dr. Edichum comes fourth with 2.0%, with Engineer Ejiofor at 0.6%. On the other hand, Mr. Ejiofor held a commanding lead among female delegates, securing 57.8% against Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, that's 7.1% among women as well. Dr. Champon remains the third preferred candidate ahead of Dr. Edichum and Engineer Ejiofor. The organization introduced religion as a variable to assess how voters are influenced by two key factors, the religion of the candidate and the religion of the voter, and how these elements may shape voting decisions in the presidential primary. The results showed that over half of respondents who identified as Muslims consider religion important in their decision-making, with 52.8% indicating support for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia on that basis, compared to 43.1% for Mr. Ejiofor. Conversely, respondents who identified as non-believers, atheists, or traditionally showed a preference for Mr. Ejiofor. 55.1% over Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, 40.6% among Christians responded. A majority indicated that religion is a very important factor in their leadership choice with 66.6%. So 61.6%, sorry, saying they would vote for a candidate who shares their faith, specifically Mr. Japan. Meanwhile, 31.3% stated the religion would not influence their decision and preferred Dr. Bawumia as their flag bearer. Interestingly, Dr. Gichum, described by many as an elder of a church, ranks third among Christian voters. So these are some of the anyway. So Saturday, big day for the MPP. We're told is a two-horse race cited in Herald, a two-horse race cited in MPP flag bearer contest as conflicting polls paint Brian Acheampong vote spoiler. That's how the Herald captions it. Abu Jinapo says Bawumia is the MPP's best bet, and then so on and so forth. So we'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll look at the upcoming NPP presidential primaries. It's just this Saturday. Please join in. Please.
Watch it, not learning. Missy, watch and learn. Makwaya mabesisia. Abozing. I can say no ya konati and the more drink woman. Hey, but I didn't mean. Oh, sorry. She knew her old days. Eji, Dabio, baby womb. Everyday. Hey, baby womb. Ah, Eji. I'll cause some discomfort. Sorry, well, uncle, where would I die? Why your funeral?
Say a pessary insecticide GB at a user. Co pharmacy na shop biamu. Na mum say a pharmacy supermarket and a shop ra. Na repedudu to a cotonwa. On for Royal Dutch and our Aerofield Trading. Effie spray with Daima. Change
Grandma for me chechia winning nara. Me ding edge baby dapa. Me dia dia sonko crane bremo. Now the 20 and one with the ed depana me de bremo. And no any some spices. Some spices in here. And wow no bebreo. Various flavors. Ubenya a yakko. Ubenya nemchi. You do good jollof woman and we get dead. Ubenya ye do good you do good for you. Nako pebito. Na Emma with Diane. And yet dead. When you mean ya? You can you go to your uncle for Eka.
Pourtant, when you communicate, we all enjoy Uduba, that Samu spices. One in the essence, don't fight. I'm going to get that. Samu spices in a Sabi, Daddy, so say. Samu spices, Moon Samu.
Samu spices, Nyama chicken.
Samu spices.
In Sanaka in Kitwa, measure 10 grams. Your chicken, spaghetti, garlic and ginger, stew, can jollof, and the flavors are for dobebre.
Samu spices, yes, Saka.
The festive season is here again, and your most preferred estate partner is giving you 25% discount on land sale. Yes, for our Bronya Asase promo, Estate Masters is offering this massive discount for outright purchases. This includes free indenture, free site plan, and a free site visit. So what are you waiting for? Rush now and secure a plot of land while it is still hot. Reach out to us using the numbers below or visit our website at www.estatemastersgh.com. Estate Masters, your most preferred estate partner.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kale Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here,
se metwa sapapa dia to ama me manfo. Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients. Eno bo me se ho ban. E ma ne sren ne sanso mama hotoso e wo bedwam.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Healthy soil is where every great harvest begins. At ACAP, we turn waste into wealth, producing rich organic compost made right here in Ghana for our farmers and our future. Whether you are planting small or big, ACAP compost improves your soil, boosts your yields, and saves you money. Even in your own home garden, give your soil life naturally. ACAP compost, from waste to wealth.
In every school, there is history. In every homecoming, there is pride. But in 2025, pride became competition. From convoys that shook the streets to colors worn with honor, from powerful reunions to legacy projects that will stand forever. Metro TV asked one bold question: which school truly owned the legacy in 2025? Welcome to School's Homecoming 2025. Who is who? Send your school name, convoy videos, speech and prize giving highlights, and your 2025 legacy projects to 0550-090-702. School's Homecoming, my school, my pride. This event is sponsored by Zoom Lion and Appointed Time Printing. School's Homecoming 2025 is a Metro TV event supported by Original TV, Original 91.9 FM, and Metro Digital.
Right, you're still live on Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. I'm here with Mr. Kwesi Pratt Jr., former managing editor of the Insight newspaper, and also Mr. Titus Glover, a former Greater Accra Regional Minister and former MP. All right, so it's a big day, Saturday, there.
I think Molo, all is set.
Okay.
All is set for Saturday.
Okay.
And I wish all the five well. But I can assure you that Dr. Bawumia will carry the day. He's going to win. Because a lot of work has been done. He has taught the length and breadth of this country. In fact, he's in the Ashanti region as we speak. In a day or two, he should be done and wrap up the campaign for Ashanti region. Some of us who believe in Dr. Bawumia, in the fact that the vision that he's carrying, and the fact that he has a lot of competence when it comes to governance. He's a great thinker who can think outside the box to support his boss at the time in terms of initiatives that he really brought to the table for governance and all that. Also, his emotional intelligence. I mean, in the midst of all these attacks on him, he has remained focused on exactly what he wants to achieve and all that. And above all, about his humility. In this country, people look at so many things when you want to cast a ballot. I remember in 92, you heard some people say that, me and my vote my Rollins because he have for H1. They look at his complexion, you know, that influences his choice of voting and all that. So Ghanaians are very particular about certain things they want to find out in the candidates. Professor Mills, I mean, you remember at the point in time they said Anado was so radical, and for that matter, we need somebody with that soft touch, and with that unit that came in. It really sunk deep. Ghanaians gave the opportunity to Professor Mills. When Anajo the way he was able to market himself, project himself, we realized that, look, Ghanaians are bought into it, and they gave him the opportunity. One thing I've observed in the trajectory from 92 in our political elections is the fact that all the contesting parties, one way or the other, they hand over to their opponents. President Kufuor in 96 had 39%. He contested Rawlings. But because Rawlings has ruled us with a military hand for 11 years, so going into Constitutional Rule 1992 was clear. So he won 92, he won 96. In 2000, he was out of the ballot box. So Kufuor came in. So in 2000, he won. Professor Mills came in to succeed President Rawlings as a candidate. He came 2000, he came 2004. The NDC repeated him for the third time. And because Kufuor was fading out, he had opportunity to win. Nana Addo lost to Professor Mills in 2008. He lost in 2012. We kept repeating him. And thankfully in 2016, he won it. President Mahama, in 2016, as a sitting president, he contested President Akufo-Addo. He lost to him. He came back in 2020, he lost to him. Nana Addo was exiting. Bawumia is a new face. So President Mahama won in 2024. So it follows that logic that if you want to follow with all these things, because anytime there's a new face, it changes automatically. And if you're able to market yourself well, if you're able to project yourself well, and all that, it can pay off. So I strongly believe that Dr. Bawumia will win these elections. As to whether Paul Adumotre feedback that he doesn't foresee
65, 70, 80.
It's good when you are a force, you know, and the people you are contesting, they're also a great force because you are all working. And his fear is that if he comes below the 61 that he had in 2023, it doesn't look good. It's about 50 plus 1. All you need to win. But it's a plus if you have a great majority of the percentage that could speak for itself and all that. Then comes to the issue about the prophecy. Musa Dangwa, I was watching him yesterday on social media, and he said that some of the prophets even call him to give data, to give information.
Yes.
So if God speaks to you, why do you call Musa Dangwa? For him to give you what? Information to go and prophesy that God said?
No, a talk. Maybe the person looking for confirmation.
No, confirmation for what? Oh. So the best prophecy.
No, the God has told you somebody else.
God spoke to you.
Yes, but I want to go to Musa and confirm what.
No. Musa is doing his own work.
Okay.
He's doing science and data.
Okay.
Physical work. You said God has spoken. We don't doubt God. Okay. God can speak to you. That you want to be A, B, C, or D.
So you don't need a confirmation.
So you don't need a confirmation. Hold on to it. Why do you call him? To firm up to what God has told you? No. The best prophecy and the best statistics is on the 31st of January. And it will show.
But I have a challenge with that. I have a challenge with that argument. When I hear politicians say that the best scientific post is what happens on the D-Day. Because the same political parties are employing the services of posters or researchers to do research for them. Why don't they say that, oh, well, I don't care about research, I don't care about posts. Let me go there and go and find out for myself what my true standing or my true position is.
The research outcomes are guide.
Yes.
When you are winning an election, you know. When you are losing, you know. All the 5 who are contesting, they know where their position will be.
Are you suggesting that the MPP knew they would lose the 2024 elections? The MPP was confident they would win.
In every election, when you look at your output, you look at what you have done.
Yes.
You believe in yourself.
Yes.
You can win.
Yes.
But what really happened in 2024, trust me, was a big shock to all of us. Some of the issues that came was our own making. Do you understand? Some of the challenges that came along the way was exogenous.
But those challenges you were told, it was all over in the public.
You know,
your soldiers were complaining. People were
I agree with you. There was serious apathy. They did not come out to vote and all that. We'll take that into
the science, for me,
so
the science
Ghanaians have told us that, look, go and sit back, learn your lesson.
Okay.
At the right time, we'll let you come back.
But I want to understand, is it accurate or discount the importance of post alumni?
I'm not saying that.
The
I'm not
polls
saying
are
that.
important, but the most
I'm not
important
saying
is what happens on the D-Day.
the polls are there to guide you. Speaking from the Bawumia camp, knowing the work that we have done, the message that has gone deep down to delegates, we are convinced that he's winning these elections. Somebody too will say that he's winning elections. And now I'm saying that at the end of the day, the end will justify the means.
Are you,
so clearly...
That's fine. But are you also suggesting that prophets don't have any role to play as far as elections are concerned?
Moro, I don't want to speak against any prophet.
Okay.
Because I don't have their eye. I mean, God has not opened my eyes to see what they are seeing. But there are some of these prophecies that you can tell this one, you are lying. It's not going to be possible.
Stomach direction.
You can see that this prophecy is not going to work. It will not. I don't want to mention names. But clearly, looking at the work that we have done, the inputs, what we have done, it tells me that, look, Dr. Bawumia will win this election convincingly. If I sit back and I see the way he's been vilified, he's been insulted, he's been called all kinds of names. In this our party, it is not one party. We have different facets of people coming from other regions that have congregated to form this party. In the Discrimination Act, there are 30, 1957. We have the LM, we have the Northern People's Party, we have the Muslim youth, we have Ewe youth and all that. And Nkrumah said, no, there's no way you can form a political party that is faced to a religion or a tribe. So they have to come with the Discrimination Act 38, 1957, to form the United Party. So when LLM came with 12 seats, Northern People's Party came with 15 seats. Dombo was the leader of the Northern People's Party. And he gave her to Professor Buzia because he felt that Buzia looking at his pedigree and the kind of work that he has done and all that, let me yield to him. Because Dombo could have led the party at the time. But he gave it out and became a deputy to Professor Buzia. And we built this party. In 1998, Lawyer Malik Al-Hassan, he was a candidate, including Professor President Kufuor, J.H. Mensah, Nana Akufo-Addo, Dr. Safwedu, Dr. Jani Selby. If they did not let themselves, they could not vote for Malik Al-Hassan. In 2007, Ali Muhammad, the North did not vote for him. They voted for Nana Akufo-Addo. In the recent past, 2023, out of the 10, 9 were Christians. Only Dr. Bawumia was a Muslim. I am saying this because in our tradition, it is nothing to do with where you come from and the kind of religion that you belong to. It's about what you carry. It's about the competence that you have. It's about the vision that you have. If we want to go by religion and to determine, Dr. Bawumia would have got it. But not at all about that one. So when we try to portray, now look, where is he from? Mbeje. It's sad. It is very, very sad. The minority tribes have led the majority tribe to lead this party and become president. So if for once we need the support of the majority tribes to help the minority, we blend and we work together. But when you call him names, when did he come? Mbeje and all these things, without factoring in his contribution, it's very painful. Look at the Supreme Court matter that came. Look at the Supreme Court. It was glare for everybody to see. You have 21 days to gather all your evidence in these pink sheets. This man and the team, the legal team, have to sacrifice to gather all these facts. You think it's easy to go be in the dock? To stand in the dock for 9 months, defending your party, for us to know exactly what happened in 2012. And if this man has come out, the way he distinguished himself at the time, and he's been described as coming from where, how will you feel? I'm a Ghana. I'm a minority tribe. So if one day I also qualify to lead, is that how I'm going to describe? I totally disagree of those who are making those commentaries. Then comes to the issue about the conduct of Kennedy Agyapong.
Before you talk about Kennedy Agyapong, Ghana has suffered long enough under polished, suit-wearing politicians who talk well but deliver poorly. I have been part of that failure, but now we need a disruptor. A disruptor. Someone with fire, courage, and the character to confront the dark forces holding this country back. That's why I support Ken Ohene Ejipon, a leader willing to do the heavy lifting, give space to experts, and finally set Ghana on the right path. Kweku Kwarteng, MP, Obuasi West.
That is his belief. I'm also telling you.
You don't think that
he
you don't think he has a point there?
No, he belongs to Ken.
Yes.
So making this argument, that is what he believes in. And on the contrary, you don't need somebody who's so abrasive. You don't need somebody who is abrasive.
But that abrasiveness is confronting dark forces.
Please. Everybody is the management typology that you want to use to govern. What you want is the results. Okay? I've told you, Ghanaians don't want those kinds of people. They want people cool-headed, reserved, comporting to enable them.
The young people on the streets of Accra were told want Ken Ejipon. The youth say they want Ken Ejipon. That's
who said so?
They want an action man.
Action man.
Yes.
Okay. The defense will show. The defense will show. Somebody to say want Baumia. Somebody to say want Educhu. Somebody to say want Brian Achambu, including Kobna Ejipon. So we don't fault anybody. But I'm saying that when it comes to competence, when it comes to the leverage in terms of governance, Dr. Bawumia is far ahead of all of them. Okay? So please, I want to look at the way some of the words that are coming out. This is my mentor. When we started Alliance for Change, himself, Nanado, Nyao, Ajiri, and others, we learned under their feet. We learned under their feet. There is a way that you communicate to your leaders. You communicate to your peers. But if your own friend, somebody you once went and marketed, that was a good candidate, today you turn around and you are describing him as a liar, when you knew very well that you could have taken the time to find out the information that was given to you. It ended up, he never said such a thing. And you went ahead and described him as a liar. If he wins on the 31st, and we are calling for unity to come along, to go and market him, how will you be bold and confident enough to stand side by side with him and tell the people of this country that what you said in the past was not truthful? And if he's been described as a liar like that, how will he feel? How will he feel on national television? And he's not showing remorseful after when the evidence came out. And look, Dr. Bawumia never said anything like that. I was thinking that, oh, my brother, I'm sorry, I apologize. I didn't get it well. So please forgive me. Then you move on in the spirit of teamwork and building the party together. And he's on the platform. All of us saying that.
Right, if the video is ready, can we play the video, Ken Ejipon's video where he's responding to...
He has no regrets.
Okay.
He's not going to apologize for anything.
But this is unfair.
No, he's asking him to apologize, and I'm saying that this is Ken's... Ken's
No, but I'm saying that it's unfair.
What's unfair?
Because similar things have been said about Kennedy Ejapon. Are you going to play them too? Are you going to play similar things which have been said about Brian Achampong? You can't. So don't show it. It's all over social media. Don't show it. It's unfair.
You know,
you've got to be fair.
Don't show it. You know. But clearly, I really want to drum hard. And let us be very mindful. They will attack our own. They will describe our own. I can disagree with Kwesi on this platform, but I cannot use certain words to describe him because we have a relationship. And relationship goes beyond politics. It goes beyond politics. Why? What at all are we looking for? What at all are we looking for? So I want to appeal. Today is Wednesday. We have tomorrow and Friday. We won't go and cast the ballots. And I believe that it is important that after these elections, we let sleeping dogs lie and come and help. Look at Professor Fimbo Boating too. Moro, Fimbo Boating, the very vehicle that used to champion you under President Kufuor, who made you the chief executive of Kolebu. The same vehicle, the party vehicle that brought in the government, gave you a minister of state. You sat on national television and described the vehicle as fake. I don't know what is wrong with some of our elders. I find it very difficult to speak anyhow, attacking them back. But I think that it is not a good sign. To the extent that saying that he did not even vote on 2024. What kind of hatred is this?
But did you listen to his
And
reason?
Professor Fimbo Boating speaks when it is election and it's about Bawumia.
But did you listen to his reason why he didn't vote in 2024?
I heard somebody say what?
His arms were twisted.
Twisted how? Twisted how? If he believed in himself, why didn't you come and contest himself too? Twisted how? They went for an election and the man won. We don't talk like that.
Anyway.
And he said what? He has taken us to court. That they should go and expand the electoral college.
Yes.
I don't think he has the moral right to do that.
He and Dr. Nautama.
Yes. I don't think he has the moral right to do what he's doing.
Why?
A party that you have described as fake. A party that you have maligned, you have disgraced.
Oh.
Why? Why?
He says something has changed about
What has changed?
Fundamentally.
Surprisingly, he doesn't even know the general secretary. Jesus Christ.
You've never seen him before. Okay. How was he?
Well, Master, if you're talking about the last few years, there's no doubt at all that Global Info Analytics has been the most credible polling agency as far as our elections are concerned. So people tend to take, whatever projections they make far more seriously. Now, 2 weeks ago or thereabout, I read a report which said that nobody had crossed the finishing line, which suggested very, very strongly that there was going to be a second round in the elections. Now, last week, I then saw another report which gave Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia 57%, which suggests that there will be an outright victory. I've seen other polling results, such as the one that you read, which indicate that Kennedy Dapong could win with up to about 52%. And I've seen others. There are even some suggesting that Brian Acheampong could also become the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party. I have just one simple question. All of these posters claim to be polling delegates. Where did they find the delegates? Because I've spoken to persons from the different campaigns, and we're having difficulty getting the final list of delegates. In fact, I'll mention a name. I spoke to Dr. Adumaku Kisi, who is working for the Brian campaign, who actually told me that as of last week, we were looking for the telephone numbers of delegates. And as of last week, they had not even been able to assemble 100 telephone numbers. You can call him.
The former Nyasoto guy.
Exactly.
Really?
Okay. So if this is the situation where the contestants actually can't even reach delegates, so all these figures, where are they coming from? Mother. So all these figures, where are they coming from? Because if you're doing this kind of polling, and as they claim, they are polling actual delegates, then the list of delegates, proper, certified, ought to be available.
True.
Their telephone numbers ought to be available to you. So all of these polling agencies who claim to be polling delegates, which delegates list are they using? What telephone numbers are they using to be polling the delegates? I don't know. There's a question which deserves to be answered. So that's one part. Now the second part for me is that I've been observing these elections at least from 1992. And I know of situations where significant changes have occurred on the Congress floor. And Titus is here, you would admit. Well, the favorite candidate goes to Congress. Favorite candidate, everybody's favorite goes to Congress. And on the Congress floor, 1, 2, or 3 things happened, and there's an upset within hours. It happens. I remember in particular the contest between Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and President Kufuor. We could not believe what happened. In the twinkle of an eye, Akufo-Addo, the favorite candidate, was reeling. President Kufuor overtook him on Congress floor. That's a fact. Okay? So when I hear these figures, I take them with the benefit of my experience. So the figures are interesting, they are fine. Global Info Analytics is the most credible polling agency so far, and so on. But there are all of these questions deserving to be answered. There are a few things that have also happened in this campaign which have never happened in our politics. Never happened in our politics. Okay. In a matter of 1 week, 2 books have been written and launched about Kennedy Akompreku Ejapong. It's never happened before. Indeed, last Monday, I was at the launch of the last book. I think the title is The Builder-in-Chief, Kennedy Ejapong, something. I was there. It's never happened. That is interesting. In fact, I've not been able to read both books. I've read one. I've read the last one, which was launched on Monday. I've read it. And the scholarship is interesting. You should read it. I mean, the guy who wrote the book has very flowery language. Okay. He has a good sense of geography and purpose and so on. It's so well done, you know. But this is a new development in our politics, you know, where contestants, actually in the primaries, think that their biographies need to be published. And the last book I'm talking about is a 400-page book. 400-page book. You should see the quality of the book and so on. So that's something which is interesting. Now, let me talk a little bit more about this book launch. Because at this book launch, I didn't stay for long. I left. For good reason, I left. So when it came to auctioning the book, the people buying the book were delegates.
How do you know?
The chairman of the South African branch was there. I think he bought the first copy. The secretary of the South African branch, who is also a delegate, was also there. They were announced aside. They were announced there, you know.
Oh, okay.
And somebody bought a copy of the book for $10,000. Does that say something? Yes.
I see.
You know. So this is going to be interesting. Exceedingly interesting. Now, if you take the polls which say that there's bound to be a second round, what does that tell you? What that tells you straight away is that ultimately Brian Acheampong is going to be the kingmaker. Most of the polls I've seen place him third.
Yes.
So he appears, from what the polls are saying, not me, what the polls are saying, he appears to have enough votes to become the decider if there's a second round. So he becomes a very important person in this, primary, this election. There are a few polls which are suggesting that he's on the rise and that within the last 3 weeks he's made substantial gains. Now, if you look at the trajectory, it does appear that those polls are suggesting that he could place second. If the trend continues for the next few days, every day he's improving. That's what the trend suggests. I'm not saying that I believe the prediction, okay? But if that prediction is true and he falls into second place, then Kennedy Akompreku becomes the kingmaker. Because he will then have enough votes to decide who wins. So we can all make these predictions. We can all make these predictions.
And it's an interesting point to win. Okay,
ultimately,
before you go ahead,
yes,
I've listened to Musa Dankwa, and a similar question was asked him: why it appears that Brian appears to be increasing numbers, and then Kennedy Agyapong is reducing in numbers. His theory is that since the day Kennedy Agyapong made those comments about Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the delegates, some of the delegates, have decided not to vote for him anymore, and to rather throw their weight or to give their votes to Brandy Champong. That is Musa's theory.
Is that then the host, interesting?
Yes. Then the host asked him, but why would they, decide not to vote for him because of what he said? Well, the MPP is a very conservative party. They are very particular about, the demeanor and the posture of whoever intends to lead them in terms of what you see and what you don't see and so on and so forth. And so for them, those comments that Kennedy Agyapong made them to decide that, look, we'd rather give the votes to Brandy Champong. That's his theory, and I think it's entitled to
I don't think that he knows the MPP.
Okay.
The NPP is not that conservative a party.
Okay.
The NPP had Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo as presidential candidate before. What is conservative about Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo? Tell me, what is conservative about Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo before? And yet the party voted for him as their candidate. So that cannot be a true analysis of the situation.
You're challenging that.
It cannot be a true analysis of the situation.
Okay. All right.
Even Edu Buahin. What is conservative about Edu Buahin? Nothing. You understand? So that cannot be a correct analysis of this or an explanation of what has happened.
Okay.
Now, for me, it does appear that one of the important considerations would be who they can elect, who can lead them to victory in 2028. That's a tall order. This morning, I'm reading Gabi Asare Ochredakun, and I hope that the reports are true. Gabi Ochredakun, a leading member of the New Patriotic Party, has commended the performance of the current government, describing it as promising and encouraging. Speaking on recent developments in the country, according to GH1 TV, Ochredakun said the government has shown, where is the continuation? Positive signs in handling national issues and delivering on key responsibilities. He noted that the progress seen so far gives him hope that the administration is on the right path. And I can read more. This is according to GH1. Now, if this is the situation, described by...
He said what? Yes.
Oh, then no problem.
Yes.
I had my doubts, but if you watched it, fine. Then it's a tall order.
Why?
Oh, getting somebody...
But the government is only 1 year old.
Agreed. I'm restricting myself to the comments made by Gabi Ochredakun. I'm not going beyond that.
Okay.
You understand?
Right.
That's a tall order. Who can beat this? That should be the question that they should be asking themselves. And I would have thought that they would have been in a better position if they selected a candidate who was not part of the past administration. It gives them a chance to say that, look, I would have done better. You know, now that chance is closed. Okay. Whatever it is, this multi-party democratic dispensation can only do well and thrive if you have parties of relative equivalent strength. Weak parties cannot sustain this democratic order.
True.
So my prayer is that the new patriotic party should grow, should become stronger than it is today. But that does not depend on me, does not depend on you, depends on them and who they eventually elect. Okay? There are various problems which are going to come up after the elections. I mean, after they finish the elections, they're going to have to deal with the issue of who brings the executive positions from the national to the polling station.
Yes.
Whoever wins this election, how would he conduct himself? Would he interfere in the selection of officers? How is that going to play out? I don't know. I'm told, for example, that now the eastern region appears to be a no-go area for persons who are not on the Brian Achampong side.
Hey.
I'm sure you've heard it.
Yeah.
I'm sure that now Brian Achampong is said to take full control of the eastern region.
The Musa Dankwa poll says otherwise. He says the Bamia is winning Eastern Region.
Okay, no problem. There are different views, there are different pools. I like to look at all of them.
Okay.
You understand?
All right.
So it's going to be interesting. The bit about the signing of the peace pact.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Why?
Nikwate. My brother Nikwate. Signing of peace pact in an internal election. Peace pact.
Both parties are telling us that it's normal. They've been signing, except that this time around, it was made public.
No problem.
Yes.
Watch it. It's a peace pact.
Yes.
So the combatants in the Sudan Civil War, what are they going to sign?
Okay, so let me read these messages.
No, seriously.
Let me read this message.
The lexicon is even frightening. They're signing a peace pact in an internal contest. Yeah. Signing a peace pact.
Yes, it's.
So the combatants in Sudan, what should they be signing? Boss.
Well, they should also go and sign their peace pact.
Oh, peace pact.
Peace
okay,
pact. Yes.
They couldn't even find a better way of describing the document they were signing.
It's a peace pact.
Peace pact.
Yes. Samaku Kelly from East Legon Hill says, good morning, Moro. We thank God for what you and your astute panelists continue to do for this country. I'd like to use your noble platform this morning to appeal to Ghana Water Company Limited and the Ministry of Works and Housing to take a more serious view about the water situation in the East Legon Hills community and its environs. Families are going through a lot just to have water, which is a basic necessity of life. As a nation, if we're talking about huge and fanciful projects, and yet we can't provide water for the citizens, then it only amounts to jumping the development gap. The people really need help now. Yes, I've had a lot of calls from people around the Santor, East Legon Hills area, complaining about this acute water shortage. And I think the Ghana Water Company Limited is in Tema too.
It was terrible.
Oh, man, Sunny Cry. They need to really do something about it.
Including Teshi and Nungwa areas.
Okay, one of these days we need to bring Salima to tell us what's happening. Alasan Sise from Zeno Central says the MP flag bearership race and who leads the MPP, surely Bamia. But Bamia was the first person to campaign on tribal and religious lines in the country in 2012 when he was going around our Zongos and telling them to vote for Nana Akufo-Addo because Nana Akufo-Addo represents the Christians and Bamia represents the Muslims, and Nana Akufo-Addo will use the Bible to swear and he will use the Quran to swear, indicating that he will be doing the bidding of the Muslims. So Honorable Titus Glover should know that. But Moro, the bitter truth is that Bamia cannot be trusted and his level of dishonesty is legendary. Kofi Apano says that Mahama said posterity would judge him. I never knew a day like this would come, that Honorable Titus Glover would be in pain of name calling. Bamia is the one who called Mahama names. He, Titus, was quiet then. Let Titus know that when you eat the fingers of the monkey, take a good look at yours. Mystic Wonder Avoka says inside Sawame Doje says, good morning to you. Almost all the MP presidential aspirants has their credibility issues and know their track record. So we in the NDC are ready for them. These were the people who mismanaged the economy miserably but put Ghana in a jungle economic status and failed Ghanaians disastrously. Never again to this nepotistic nation records. My regards to Chairman Dr. Mark Avoka. Carlos from Odododio says that Carlos says Carlos Obama Carlos he's one of our regular viewers.
Okay.
He says he doesn't like the sheets.
What? He doesn't like it.
He said I don't know why. Yes.
What
Anyway,
is wrong with the
so she says on the issue concerning the MPP, I've consistently argued that the party demonstrates political dishonesty. Don't mind him.
Is that the same color?
Demonstrates the same colors.
He's an NDC man.
Yes, no, he's an NDC. He's an NDC. On the issue concerning the MPP, I've consistently argued that the party demonstrates political dishonesty and lack of integrity, both in government and in opposition. The arrogance and dishonesty displayed by some of its leaders remain deeply troubling. Furthermore, when respected figures such as Professor Michael Quay, who has served as a Speaker of Parliament, are perceived to exhibit intellectual dishonesty, it reflects poorly on the party as a whole. In my view, Ghana's peace and development will be better served through rejecting such politics and choosing leadership that is honest, accountable, and genuinely committed to the national interest. That is NDC. Carlos from Odududu says that, and I say God bless you. Samuel J, thank you very much for the message. And also Papa Bisu says, hi, I heard the micro minority talking down the NDC government. Instead of them concentrating on the internal election and then turning over a new leaf to gain the sympathy of Ghanaians, they are still indulging in spreading falsehood. Checking your performance in the horrible ATS misrule, and they kept me throughout by complaining unnecessarily under a very good governance by John Dramani Mahama. Musa Dankwa, okay, so Kwesi Baini, your very good friend, he sends a message. He says, can we bring the Lands Commission officials to explain and justify why they sold those lands and at what cost? Sometimes they get away with these colluded criminality. Mr. Kwesi Baini. Mr. Kwesi Baini, thank you very much for the message. And Musa Abatwa in Asawasi says, more, we appeal to imams, clergymen, and traditional leaders to pray for the MPP as the party is at a crossroads. History shows that whenever they embark on such exercises, the outcomes are often unfortunate and unpalatable. Prayers and wise counsel are needed at this critical moment. All the candidates have no credibility, therefore, it's going to be a cost 90 exercise. Sani Saliu says that back then we learned in cultural studies that there are 46 languages in Ghana. Out of the lot, only 9 are spoken on radio and TV and are official. Also back then on GBC1, Haji Alami Futa used to host programs in-house and many other Hausa programs on our channels. Using a local language as a medium of instruction, especially in the lower primary, isn't new. If we want our kids and the new generation to maintain their mother tongue, then we should rather speak them well in our homes. Let the Venerable Kwesi Pratt know that even in Australia, the new generation used American accents instead of the Aussie English. The stark reality is that Tree Fanti and its sister dialect should be made our national language. Hausa could also be considered in many Zangos. Nice discussion. Good morning. Sandy Salu sends that message. This one here says, Kwamina Acidity from Ahafo Achirensia, I believe I got the pronunciation correctly. It says all 5 MPP presidential aspirants are not experts and are not qualified to come and lead this country. Ghanaians have witnessed the positive impact of John Dramani Mohammed's administration. Special greetings to Dr. Edem Sebefia. It says he's the incoming NDC National Vice Chairman, hopeful. This one here from, okay, Guy G, I've also seen your message. Thank you very much. And also Larry Dogbe, thank you for the message. Let me...
What is Larry saying?
No, it's a personal message to me.
So why did you announce a personal message?
No, I just want to know that I've seen it. I've seen his message. Anyway, so I guess that we would have to end it here. But before I go, you know, August, I don't know that you've heard this, but Metro TV has launched a school homecoming, you know, and what we're trying to encourage the schools to do. You know, every year this has become very fashionable. You see schools saying that, oh, well, we're going back to school to give back, we'll put up this facility. We've done that for them. We've done that for them. And it's all over on social media. So what we're trying to do is to give them a platform to come and tell us more about their schools and what their schools have taught them in terms of values and what they're giving back to their schools and what they've done for them, what they call them legacy projects, and so on and so forth. I mean, Titus.
Yes.
Me senior healthy.
I'm an order there.
Oh, you're not there.
And I'm ready per second.
Okay, you've finished your legacy projects already. Have you done your legacy projects?
Oh, my year group, I think, will be 40 years when we left school.
Oh, okay.
In June.
So have you done your legacy projects already?
So I'm sure something we need to be doing.
Oh,
and I'm from a year president.
Oh, okay, okay. But you've done your homecoming several times.
Oh, last year we did.
You did it?
October. Every October we do one.
Oh, okay, okay. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to give some of these schools, no, every school that's is interested, we'll give them a platform to talk about their schools and what they're doing for their schools. Last year, so I think I saw Blackwell Presec, and he was doing some fantastic things. He was actually serving his own friends at their canteen. Sort of reliving how school used to be back in the day, how things used to be back in the day. So that's what we're trying to do. And we think that the school that does it best in terms of doing their homecoming, we'll give them, we'll support them. Bags of cement, iron rods, etc., etc. So, finally, next year when you're doing yours, Tatos, let us know.
Oh, year president no mama.
Yes, yes. But what do you think about the idea?
It's not bad.
Yes.
What do you call it? Do I have similar thing that?
Yeah, they have reunion. Yes, we're doing homecoming.
Homecoming.
Yeah, school homecoming. That's what we're trying to do.
And I'll give you the global president is
and we show everything. Look, the project you are doing, how your homecoming looks, everything about your homecoming.
I'll give you an
Free.
for example.
Okay, his
he was a
number.
year ahead of me. Yeah, he left in 85. Yeah.
Oh.
I finished in 86.
You left in the same year with him?
No, he left 85.
Okay, 85.
Yes,
and
I
you
left
86.
Yeah.
Also was a year ahead of you.
Yes.
You mean you left secondary school in 86?
86 from 5, yeah.
86?
Yes.
Why?
Why?
It's okay.
Oh, you're older than me.
Oh, but he's always been calling you senior.
Oh, my
son. What is it?
What was the issue? How was it?
What's the issue?
What's the issue? How was it?
No, I'm not.
What's the issue?
No, we don't today. There's something we don't do.
No,
if there's something, say it too.
You know everything. It's okay.
Oh, no. You're not being fair to us.
Why?
Oh, okay. I feel like share what feel like with us more.
I'm just surprised,
Oh, really?
I didn't think that he was that.
He was that young.
Yeah.
That was you are close to 60. Hello.
August,
you're 60. Oh, but you thought he was in the 60s?
It's okay. It's okay.
No, I'll pick your thoughts on this. I mean, when was the last time you did a homecoming
Well, actually, there are some mates of mine who are very, very active in those things, and they've done a good job. Dr. Morrison, for example.
Where did you school?
I went to Tema Secondary School.
Oh.
Dr. Morrison, Diana Quino, Judith Ruscono, and so on. They've done a good job, Niadi and so on. Kwame Ado, that prominent businessman, he went to Tema Secondary School. He's also very active in the Old Boys Association and so on.
Okay.
And Richard Prempe.
Okay.
You know Richard Prempe?
I've heard the name, but I don't know.
Richard Prempe, who is a big name in business.
Okay.
Was my mate.
Okay.
So all of these people are available, and I'm sure that they'll be able to put together something very, very interesting. So if you need to reach them, I will connect you.
Yes, please do. Please do. But do you recall the last time you did a homecoming where you went back to your school to fraternize with the students?
Before.
Okay, I'm sure many years back.
I couldn't.
Or you couldn't go.
In fact, even last year I couldn't even be at the speech day.
Oh.
Because I was out of town.
Okay.
Out of country.
But since you left school, have you been able to make time to go back?
Yeah, I've been there a couple of times. I've been there a couple of times. Actually, I think 2 or 3 years ago, I went to deliver the FK Boa Memorial Lectures.
Okay.
So I've been going. And last year was a bad year for me because last year I spent a lot of time, considerable amount of my time outside the country promoting reparative justice.
Right.
So I didn't have enough time. Okay. I'm hoping that this year I'll have a little more time, to engage with my colleagues and friends, from school.
Okay. And we are also ready to showcase that, to bring that live to our viewers, to the audience. And so please let us know when the time is up. Because that's what this whole school homecoming thing is about.
I'll send you a number to the
organizers. Okay.
So that they can call you.
All right. So I'm talking about Metro TV Schools Homecoming. And in case you've not heard about it, what's happening is that if your school owns the streets, as we saw PRESEC attempting to do last year, own the streets during homecoming, you unveiled a legacy project, you showed true alumni power, then this is your moment. Metro TV is putting it all to the test with Schools Homecoming 2025, as in who is who. And so if you want to participate, send your name or the name of your school, the videos of your 2025 speech and prize giving day, your homecoming convoy, and your 2025 legacy project. Now send it to this WhatsApp number. Please pick your pen and paper. 05500900702. So 05500900702. So that's the WhatsApp line. So send your the name of your school, videos of a 2025 speech and prize giving day, your homecoming convoy, your 2025 legacy project. Very, very, very important details. Now, so join the exciting conversations, the euphoria, and the bragging on the school's homecoming on Metro TV and Metro Digital. Now, we want to say big thanks to the Zoom Lion Ghana Limited and Appointed Time Printing. So this is Metro TV event supported by Original TV, Original FM, and then also Metro Digital. Now, let me repeat the number, the WhatsApp number. Those of you who want to participate. The number again, it's 05500900702. So that's the number. And Uncle Kwesi Pratt, next year when we're doing the 2026 one, I'm sure that the Tema School would feature prominently, because it's just telling me I think this year also you have something to do for your school. So, but somebody wants to find out, which year did you complete Tema School?
I actually left Tema School in 1972.
1972?
Yeah.
I was in class 1.
You were in class 1?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't even born.
You hadn't been born?
No.
Who are you?
Oh, Uncle Kwesi. Okay, maybe not. Who are you? Well, I was born 6 years later.
Well,
yeah, in your bad. Still in the 70s.
You didn't see a champon?
No, I didn't. I couldn't have even seen Rawlins's first attempt.
That's why I said for you.
Yes. That's true. I had just been delivered. Yeah. Nothing happened. Anyway, so, but what do you think? What do you think about this idea?
It's a novelty you want to do for the first time, and it showcases the various schools and the contribution of the old students in contribution to the alma mater, which is a very positive thing to do.
Right.
This has been done almost all the time by these old students, and I think that it is something that we need to promote a lot. If your alma mater has really projected you to where you are today, you need to show love to your school. So it's something that I will encourage you to do, because it's a good thing, and I believe that it will encourage the students, even the school, when they see these faces who were once students of the school. It's encouraging enough of the children to give their best to the school and all that. So I believe that it's quite positive.
Okay.
That we must encourage you to do more for all the schools.
It's going to be a first of its kind. No media house has ever done this. This is
that's why I said it's a novelty. So
it's a novelty, yeah.
You can do it, and
all right.
We'll all come and support. I'll give you NS number and my year.
That's fine.
Group, the 86 group.
I will follow up.
Alumni 2. I'll give you his number.
Please do.
A year president. Then we can take it up.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, what do you think? Good idea?
Yeah. Fun. Lots of fun.
Yeah. Lots of fun.
Lots of fun.
Yeah. Look, the schools are excited, about this thing.
But getting 5-10 minutes platform on them.
It's free.
It's not
well,
joke.
What can we just give you free platform? Come and tell us what you do, what you do. You know, because you see, for some of the schools, it's also a platform to market them. Market them. You know, this is who we are. Anyway, so let me also tell you about this one. So leadership matters now more than ever. On Thursday, January 29, 2026, leaders from across Ghana and beyond will gather at the Labadi Beach Hotel for the Live to Lead Elevate Leadership International Conference. It's hosted by the Grace Center for Growth and Excellence. It's a one-day international conference that brings together world-class leadership voices, including John C. Maxwell, as a globally recognized as the most influential leadership expert, alongside Craig Groeschel, Valerie Betting, Tiffany Bova. Keynote speaker is Freda Jahan Dopelan. Is a Live to Lead is a high-impact experience focused on leadership, growth, influence, innovation, and personal development. It's designed for executives, managers, and emerging leaders. So if you want to lead better, you want to communicate better, you want to escalate your business and create lasting impact, this conference is for you. Register now at Live to Lead Elevate leadership.com.
I had this kind of like 5-year deadline goal to be an expert in leadership. But about halfway through the 5-year process,